Hey, everybody. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Shoot. There I am. I can't believe I did that. I was almost ready. All right, hey, so it is May the 12th, 2020, and you know why we're here, and we know why you're here. So let's kick this off, right? Since I'm totally screwing this up, and introduce the players.
Hey guys, I'm Winstead,
Yep.
and unfortunately, Andolin can't be here, but we have a very dapper gentleman here to take his place. We'd like to introduce Evan, aka the Stungod.
Indeed.
Hi, nice to be here.
Welcome.
It is a pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you.
I'm
So-
I'm pretty stoked. I'm stoked about this.
Yep. No. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, yeah, I am Evan, known formerly as Stungod, I guess. And I play Subtlety Rogue in the World of Warcraft 3v3 bracket mainly. So
Excellent. Excellent. And you're also on the tournament realm.
I am. I'm playing AWC this year. Very excited.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Your team's all set. Players
Team's
are ready.
all set. Sir.
Oh, I'm excited for the AWC to come back. I've missed it. Not that I have anything too much against the MDI, but I am looking forward to seeing Arena again. Just putting that out there. So
Tell me how you really feel.
turn left.
I
That's all I need to say.
I am going to ask this one question, though. Evan, can you maybe explain to everybody what team you're playing on? Like, what's going on there?
So I am playing with Colo, Eros, and Sheepgod.
Mhm.
And I guess like when you hear that roster, the immediate assumption is RMP. So gonna be a lot of RMP for sure. But we have some other comps planned that'll be pretty fun. I've been definitely ulting a lot of classes,
Interesting.
Excellent.
which is an absolute pain. Like I've had to farm out 3 writhing segments of Drestigath. That's frustrating.
Sorry, you had to farm out what?
3 of the Drestigath trinkets, if you know what those are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like in order to be competitive, that trinket's like required.
But you're going to be playing on the TR realm. Why are you farming those up and not just buying them?
Well, on live,
Oh.
yeah, I kind of need it, and then I can't fully practice on TR. Like I've been playing a lot of like ladder compositions with like Windwalker and Warrior,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
kind of important that I have those on those
Got
tunes.
I understand.
Sure.
That
But
makes
the-
sense to me. Okay.
But the
Yeah.
tournament realm has just opened up, right? And so now you'll be able to practice in the tournament realm and not just on the live ladder.
Yes, which I think is a very different game with all the corruptions like being available to everyone. Definitely gonna
Yeah,
be a lot slower, but
I don't know, man. With all the corruptions available, I think it's going to be a very quick game. Especially, I mean, with the method tournament that was put on, it did seem that things went a little bit faster.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, okay, so I think like with gushings and stuff for sure. Especially in like a PvE scenario because you don't really need as much defensive gear. But
Mhm.
me playing RMP, I feel like every single player on every single team I fight is going to be wearing like 50% versatility. I'm gonna have a very hard time killing
Okay.
through that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
So
Well,
there's
we'll see.
there's that part, but then there's also the question of do you not run corruption and realize that you don't have any of that special random damage, but that means gladiator spites don't work on you, or do you
Yep.
chance it and know that if you get locked down into a spot, you're gonna eat one to a thing from beyond?
So that's one thing I'm like really excited about actually is I feel like a lot of the teams are going to be mind gaming each other on
Yeah.
spite. Like that's going to be half of TR is who like is it's going to be really weird because one game they're going to get like spited and then take off all their corruption, but then the enemy
Yeah.
team might be like, "Oh wait, let's just not play spites," and then they're down a ton of like stats, and then it's just going to be like really interesting to see how that plays out. Honestly,
I mean, I can't wait to see it because I'm gonna be watching it, and the first thing I'm gonna do as soon as the game opens up is I'm gonna open up that UI and take a look at all the gear and just see what exactly is it being run for corruption or not.
yeah, it's going to be some big brain stuff.
Yeah.
I know for sure. Yeah.
I can't wait. And just to hit on that just quickly, there must be a ton of people in there because I saw, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was over 150 teams signed up.
Oh my god!
between
Yeah,
between NA and EU.
there's
Wow.
over 200 teams on US alone. I'm pretty sure. So that's gonna take
What?
like,
Yep.
I'm
yeah,
excited to hear that. That is
yeah.
absurd.
It's gonna be
That
a
is,
late running tournament on the first couple of days.
I wonder if they're going to push up some of the games, because they obviously broadcast the the top 16, top 8, top 18s and stuff like that. But in order to get to that top 8, I mean,
Yep.
gosh, that's
Yeah, it's gonna be a long bracket. I think seeding. Yeah, seeding's gonna be really important as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I think because they
So
seed off of ladder ratings. So
yeah. So
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, they are doing the snapshot Wednesday, and then they're going to start ladder play that evening. And yeah, and it's going to snap. So the seeding is going to snapshot off of rating from live ladder,
the ladder. Okay.
yeah,
which
which is
which is unfortunate because, like you said, like Evan was saying, if you don't farm the gear properly, you're going to be sitting on a lower seeding than perhaps somebody that has the proper corruption gear to get that high seeding rating to then get proper location. But I remember, who's it? Somebody was saying, where I think it was on Twitter or whatever, where somebody was like, yeah, but there's times where if you have, like, you could have the best seeding, but because of where other teams sit, it could be the worst matchups that then you just get driven to the bottom. So
yeah. So it's kind of crazy. You have to do like so much research because I know people like try and snipe like exact spots on the ladder for their seeding. They're like, well, this will give us our best possible bracket. There's just like so much stuff that goes into it. It's actually insane. Like Colo does most of that for us, so I don't have to deal with. I just have to play. So like,
So, like me, you just show up and then things happen.
I just show. Yeah, I mean, I just show up. I press cheap shot a few times, and hopefully we've won the game. You know.
There you go. There you go.
there you go. So I just want to answer quickly to the Twitch chat. Somebody's asking if they're doing more than the top 8. I did ask Kristen over at the eSport on Twitter. She said that the only ones that are going to be streamed on YouTube are going to be the top 8. And I don't believe GCD TV is allowed to do the qualifier rounds this time. I haven't seen anything from them. So,
Bummer.
so
Yeah. Definitely just going to be top 8, I think.
yeah.
I think there's like a lot of good teams this year too. Like I know like Jamili just joined Nick's team. That's going to be like a huge powerhouse too.
Yeah. That's going to be
It's like a lot of insane teams this year.
There's some really good teams on the ladder.
I'd love it if they open it up for people to stream their matches. I mean, that's allowed, right?
I don't think it's against TU. I mean, I know like people usually post their matches after they're finished. Like a lot of them do. They record them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I think players are allowed to post afterwards some recordings, but they're not allowed to live stream any of the tournament play.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'd have to reread the rules on that.
I think that sounds right.
If anybody wants to, just go over to World of Warcraft official website, and in the esports section, you can click on the link for the rules. It brings up the PDF with all the stuff in it, including what the points are going to be laid out, all the prizing, all the rules. So, but enough about talking about the future. Why don't we talk about what people have been up to the last 2 weeks? But let's start with you, Evan. What have you been up to these last couple weeks?
Oh, a lot of Drestagath kills. A lot of raw den kills.
You were saying a lot of that trinket farming.
Yep, just a lot of PvE gear farming. What about you, Winstead?
My heart just hurts as you talk about all the PvE that you need to do in order to be prepared for PvP gameplay. Hurts my heart. It's probably why I'm not playing a lot of live.
Is saying the person that's playing classic where that's all it was?
Well, that's just what? Is it like there is no? Well, to be fair, in the current state of the game, AQ's not out, and so a lot of the PvP gear is best in slot.
Yeah,
at rank AQ comes out, 13, then that'll 14. Shift.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so in order to be the best in PvP, you have to PvP. No complaints there. Granted, that'll change in a little bit, but I've actually the past couple of weeks I have been playing a lot of Classic. I've dabbled in the alphas. In the alpha, I'm really enjoying Monk and Paladin. for the healing.
Really?
Ooh.
Just throwing that out there. Disc Priest hurts my soul. They need, it feels like they need a lot of stats in order to be viable, and then there's a couple of spells that are on cooldown that I just feel like shouldn't be. And so that hurts a lot. But Monk and Paladin are feeling really good. I feel like I have a button for any problem that I'm facing, which is a good feeling. And then both of them are pretty reliant on a lot of, like, you have to be engaged in the combat to be really effective at your healing, which I thought was a great place for the Discipline Priest to be. But it feels like Mistweaver Monk and Holy Paladin are doing it better than Discipline Priest.
You know, I have not looked too much into Shadowlands, so I cannot throw anything into that.
That was some of the stuff I've been doing, and then I've been playing on a 99% Horde, 1% Alliance server as an Alliance player. It has been fabulous. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it so much.
Is it
So on...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to
Go
say,
ahead.
is it the target-rich environment that you had hoped it to be?
Oh gosh, is it so target rich? It is so target rich.
Do they
I'm
fight
out of
back?
right now. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's definitely one of those things from what, especially, so I'm not quite, I'm not 60 yet. Let's see, / time played. I'm curious here. Time played.
Of course, you're still in the game right now, play.
It's just sitting there.
What's a podcast, anyways?
So I'm 16. I'm 16 hours in. I'm level 26 on my mage. And I'm just grinding out AoE farming on that. Trying to get up to max level. But in the guild that I'm in, there's only like one major guild and then some minor guilds. But the guild I'm in is the only one on the server that has level 60s. So
okay.
It is insane on this server, and it is incredibly fun. Very tight-knit group of people. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really excited to get Cap and to have the target-rich environment that I'm looking for.
Okay.
So that's what I've been to.
So just so we understand number-wise, you're saying 99%, 1%. How many... Since the guild you're in seems to be like the only Alliance guild, how many players are actually in that? Like, what are we talking here? Like 6? 4?
Okay, so online right now are 108 people.
Wow.
Let me just do this real quick. /who refresh. Between the Highland on the Eastern Kingdoms, there is about 200 people online on the Alliance total on the Eastern Kingdoms. Period.
All right.
It's not very many Alliance. Okay, yeah, it's 200.
So that's it. Active on the Alliance right now, playing as we speak.
So then, there's probably around 20,000 Horde.
Let's see.
That's unfortunate. I don't know how you ever win.
Well, and that's where it's really interesting because basically, from what I'm seeing is that they just do targeted attacks where they go into an unsuspecting area, just gank the hell out of everything there, and then vanish quickly, and then the Horde show up in bulk, and they're just not there. And so apparently during the early stages of phase 2, you could get very, very high honor kills on the Alliance side in Ironforge.
Yeah.
Like, all you had to do was be in a capital city, and you could just kill the Horde relentlessly.
Okay.
Because they were just coming to the cities because they couldn't find any Alliance out in the world.
Wow.
I feel like this is
huge battles in Alliance capital cities. And there were very many people who got very high ranks on the PvP ladder just by farming in Ironforge.
Well, but I can also see you can get some really high ranks because the ranking is a percentage based on the number of people on your faction on the server that are doing that. So if there's only like 100 people, like
And it does seem that the guild is very, very kind in if you're willing to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
The guild that I'm in is very much willing to help you get your rank.
Yeah.
And then, as long as you're willing to put in the work and get your rank and then leave it alone, man, the guild, it seems like they're willing to help you out a lot on that. But it still takes a ton of effort to do, because you got to have your 140 something thousand kills. And, it's just, it's hard to grind the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
But people are willing to be like, oh, you want it this week? Okay, I'll hold back.
That's nice.
This server sounds like South Park. Like the best way to level is sit in the forest grinding boars. Like hide from the horde. Like do not come near me.
Oh my god.
It's gonna go 1 XP per kill.
It's funny because it's true.
That's vanilla.
There's a reason I'm leveling a mage, and it's because when I hit the level 40s,
Mm-hmm.
you can start AoE farming in Zul'Farrak, you can start AoE farming in Marudun, and so there are ways that you can get to level 60 without having to be in the open world.
Yeah, I don't think I have the patience to do that.
Me neither.
I can't play classic.
Better you than me. That's all I gotta say.
But anyway, Gerissar, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks?
Oh, what have I been up to? So
we played together.
We did. We got together for one night there. We queued some twos. That was fun. Won a few, lost a couple, but that's okay. What else? Oh yeah. So again, still doing the auction house PvP. I decided that I was going to try to corner the gem market, which currently has cost me more than I've got back.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, so I was getting tired of people, like, for some reason they were like dropping. So epic gems right now on my server are running anywhere from 30 gold to 150 gold depending on the color. The rare stuff was going for like 8 gold, and the green stuff was going for like a gold each. Like you could almost sell it easier than so. And I had a gem, a jewel crafter, and just wanted to get his stuff on the market, but I was getting sick and tired of it. So instead of selling his stuff, I just bought a bunch at like 1 gold and started selling it at like 700% markup.
Okay.
And I've actually sold some, but it's been tough because there's a bunch of other people doing that. Let's hear, what else have I been up to? So on the weekend there, I was doing the moderating over on the YouTube channel, so that was fun. So if anybody was over watching MDI this weekend, you would have seen me in the chat channel doing that, and I look forward to also doing that during the AWC. So yay, get to do that, and time out all the people that are saying things that they shouldn't be saying in a YouTube chat channel. Doing that, because that never happens.
Everybody is so nice and polite.
Yes, exactly.
Always.
Of course.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I decided that I was going to try to run some time walkers and try to get in the last 5 Sunday night and last night. And last night I ended up getting kicked after the first pull because I got a little sassy because the prot healer decided to start tanking before I just loaded up the screen. The loading screen had just popped. I was typing hello to the group and he was pulling. So I got a little snippy. He got a little snippy, and I got insta punted and ended up sitting a 30-minute deserter debuff. So yeah,
That sounds like a time walking dungeon.
Yeah. It was, the thing that irked me is that I could have just not done it, so it's my own doing. But at the same time, like, I don't know, it seemed like it was 2 wrongs don't make a right. So I ended up sitting a 30-minute debuff, which put me past the time that I was willing to put in staying up for that. So I just vented over on the Warcraft Radio Discord and shut everything down and went to bed.
So, a little bit of a subject change, but in the spirit of Tuesday, did you guys get anything good in your boxes?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
I got a 455 corruption. It's a corrupted gear insignia. the PvP insignia trinket. It's
That is unfortunate.
yeah.
I am sorry.
Yeah. I don't even need to say it doesn't even have corruption on it. It was called corrupted because it had like an extra +5 to the item level.
Yeah, I seem to always get avoidance.
Yeah.
I don't even play the box game, so I got nothing. I didn't play enough live to get the magic box.
I think
Dude, an avoidance trinket though, that's equal to like getting coal for Christmas.
yeah.
When you see that in your box, it's bad. It's like I'm
Wait.
gone.
You mean rogues don't use avoidance?
I don't know. I haven't tried it. Maybe I should start stacking avoidance.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the play.
Yeah. Maybe avoidance is the new armor pen. Just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Well,
anyway,
since we've completely just completely lost, the balloon just deflated just talking about the lack of stuff from boxes. Why don't we move on to the Need Greed Pass and see what Winstead has in store for us this weekend.
This likely won't be a clean fight, so keep your distance, eh?
Indeed. So,
all right. So this week on Need Greed Pass, as I have been playing on a PvP server, in Classic, I thought we might kind of go a little bit into the past and choose between what we have now and what we had then. So, do you want PvP servers, PvE server, or the current opt-in method? Need Greed Pass. You know that if you roll on a PvP server, then you are mandated into world PvP at all times at any given time. If you do the PvE server, then you're just saying no to world PvP. And in the current system, you can opt in, and then everybody in the opt-in is, obviously on PvP. But yeah.
Okay. I will gladly go first on this one. I will need the current system because I actually really like it because I feel like everybody plays with war mode on anyways. Like whenever I go to war mode off, it's like a dead world.
Interesting. Okay.
And then 2, because I remember like I would like stream a lot in Legion.
Yep.
And there was this group of like 4 people that no matter where I would zone into an arena, I would come out and die instantly. Like I could be in the middle of I could be in the middle of the war chief's room, and I will die somehow to this this boomkin. Just like or I'd fly like really high in the air. They would all fly next to me, dismount, goblin glider, and just blast me, and I would die. So it's like that. I cannot deal with that again. The amount of cues I missed.
That's some next level farming there. That's what that is.
Fair enough.
Wow.
So I mean, I definitely would rather opt out of war mode during that scenario. And then I guess I would greed the like PvP servers and then pass on PvE. So I hate PvE. So
all right. Huh.
Gerissar, what about you?
Oh. So, am I allowed to server transfer?
Sure.
Oh, okay. All right. No, just because I remember
you can pick your server that you're going to start this on. Sure.
Yeah. Well, no, it's because I'm just asking. So I think the original system, if you leveled on a PvE server, you weren't allowed to transfer to a PvP server. I thought.
Oh yeah, no, I do vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Because PvP servers were too elite. Actually, I'm gonna side somewhat, but I'm definitely gonna go with opt-in. Need it. I think that system's been great for PvP. It lets people PvP who want to. It lets people not if they don't want to. And it lets me gank people that don't want to but are trying to cheese the extra points for leveling. And then send me hate whispers because I killed them. Because they happened to AoE me because they weren't paying attention to what their spells were doing. So I just turned around and killed them. And then they send their friends and I die. So I do like the opt-in though. I do like it. I'm actually going to greed on the PvE servers and then pass on the PvP servers. Because and it kind of leans back to what I was saying there, is that I found PvP servers too often end up being like some elitist BS. Right? I disliked the fact that I could create a character on a PvE server, but I couldn't transfer it to another server just because it was designated PvP. It was like as if it was like some level higher of somewhat. I don't know. So apparently, because in order to properly enjoy a PvP server, you have to live through getting relentlessly ganked as a level 5 by a level 60 who teabags you because they think it's funny. No growing up PTSD and WoW for me at all.
What? I just picture a level 60 Blood Elf Ret Paladin. Like it's all like it's teabagging you, kills you. Or if you kill him, then it's like the low level, like the role reverse. You get the whisper from the guy telling you that he's logging on his main.
Yeah.
And then you got to get out of there so you don't die to his main.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you're so dead. You're so dead.
If you got for everybody else, if you have not seen it, you need to go to YouTube and watch the YouTube video. I'm gonna get my main. Okay.
Oh no.
Gotta get my main. It is probably one of the greatest WoW creations ever. As far as community talent goes.
All right.
And for me, guys, I have to say, I'm gonna need the PvP server.
Ooh.
Really?
Need the PvP server. Yeah, no, I have just really enjoyed the constant edge of danger in the game. Regardless of whether I want it or not, it forces me to play a certain way, and I really enjoy it.
Okay.
I really enjoy it. And there's been the moments where, on the server that I'm on, the world bosses pop up and I'm in a zone where a world boss is, even though it's kind of a mid-level zone. And it's like all the horde just suddenly start appearing. And you're running, you're hiding, you're praying that they don't decide to like come over and just, demolish your little gnome mage. And it just adds another level to the game that I really enjoy. I really enjoy it. I would greed on the current system because it still allows you to like be in a constant state of, there's a possibility that something bad happens, and then pass on the PvE servers. I just don't feel that it especially in the way the game story works, PvE is just an affront to the game itself. If you're rolling in a pure PvE fashion, then you're just saying,
I don't agree.
I just want to play the craft game.
I don't believe in you.
Instead of the Warcraft game.
I don't believe you. I mean,
you can say that, but I know I'm right.
Okay. So what happened? What happened at the end of Vanilla? Oh yeah, we all got together and killed the big bad guy. What happened at the end of BC? Oh yeah, we all got together and killed the big bad guy. What happened at the end of Wrath? Oh yeah, again, we all got together, made friends, killed the bad guy. End of Cataclysm. Oh yeah, again, we all made friends, got together, killed the bad guy. End of Mop. Oh yeah, again, got together, made friends, killed the bad guy. Yeah, I think it's actually should be renamed World of Friendcraft.
It's true.
So where in the lore is the war? Other than trying to kill big bad guys while holding hands with orcs. Speaking as an alliance
BFA?
player. Pardon me?
BFA? And I mean, you have to go back to Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3.
Sure.
World of Warcraft Classic. I would even dare say that, because when you get into the novelized versions, they do give the kills to the big bads to certain groups. It's not a hold hands. I think in Lich King, the Alliance got the kill.
I think I liked the most in WoD when there was actually that what was that one raid where it was different on the Horde and the Alliance? Well, I think it was the
Oh,
siege of Orgrimmar, where it was different for the Horde than it was for the Alliance.
Well, and that
Oh,
happened
yeah,
in
yeah,
BFA
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know, in BFA they had the two sides of the raid, but yeah, no. So I mean, it's just
Okay.
I just feel that, you know, if you want to get the full experience of World of Warcraft, especially in the storyline aspects of the earlier expansions,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta be PvP.
Okay.
Just the way
Oh.
I think it goes.
Queen
And
of
we all
Murloc
know
said,
I'm naturally right.
yeah, you're always right. Queen of Murloc's in chat corrected me. It was the first raid in BFA that actually had the different raids for Horde and Alliance. So that was good.
That was cool.
One last question.
And she also agrees with Winstead. Here's to you, Queen.
So, do I have moderation channels? Can I time her? All right. Okay, let's get into our upcoming PvP events and talk about what's coming down the pipe for us as viewers.
Get in there and fight! Stop hiding!
There we go. All right. So, upcoming WoW PvP events. Again, Dalaran Gaming, he's been working it. He's been, not only has he got access in his stream in that, and his other gameplays, but he's still doing his 5v5 1v1 duels. So again, and he's streaming those live. I've been trying to retweet them when I see them, but sometimes I just don't. I miss them. It is what it is. So again, if you go give him a follow on Twitter, give yourself an alert when he goes live. I think it's every Friday that he runs those anyways, and check those out. They're always fun. I was really surprised to see this. It kind of caught me. Well, it caught me by surprise. Surprise, surprise. The Classic Duelers League is back up and running.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So Tips Out has been doing it. Apparently, he started early May and doing the qualifier rounds. And, yeah. And that's going to be going through, I think there's one more set of qualifier rounds, and then we'll see who's doing what.
Okay.
Sure, there's that. And then there's the official Blizzard Esports. So MDI has one more cup before finals, and that's going to be this coming weekend. That's the third cup for the NA. And once that's done, the point spreads will be set, and the top teams are going to be selected for EU and NA, and they're going to do the global finals online only. There's no LAN. It got closed. That's not happening. But that's that global is going to happen on the 10th, 11th, and the 12th of July. And then, starting the 22nd, we're going to start with the AWC Cups, which we're already talking, with the EU on the 22nd and NA on the 23rd. So, and then it's just going to be every weekend for the next 4 weekends after that for the 4 cups for both regions, respectively. It's going to be a busy summer. Yeah.
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 It's going to be
Definitely.
so nice.
It's going to be, that's going to be, and I mean, if they keep getting the same response of people signing up of, 100 teams, like those are going to be some huge brackets. Wow. I think,
Yeah, it's going to take multiple days to get the top 8, I feel like. It's going to take like,
well,
whoa.
I don't know, because some of those games are going to go super fast, and they're all happening simultaneously, right? Because they don't watch them; they're not being observed. It's just you have to take screenshots of everything and send in the results, and then it just gets punched into the bracket until the last 8 fish out, right? So,
I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think Thursday is gonna be a very long day for a lot of players, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it single elimination in the brackets, or do they do a
best of 3 double elim, or
best of 3 double elimination?
Best of 5 double elim, and then the grand finals the final match is best of 7.
Okay.
So,
well, good luck to all the competitors out there. Hopefully you play well.
Right? Best of 3, best of 5.
I think it's best of 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look up the rules.
Actually, I bet you it's probably, if I click on the link here that I have in the show notes, I could probably tell you.
That's a good idea.
Oh boy, what does it say here? This is great radio. Radio of somebody reading to themselves and not out loud. Let's see your rules, teams, characters, format. Minimum 3, maximum 4. Games is going to be best 3 of 5.
Best of 3.
Yeah, so,
Yep.
Best 3 of 5. So it's a best of 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best of 5. Maximum game length 25 minutes.
That's all.
Seating will be based off of the ladder ratings.
Yeah. All
Played on
standard
tournament realms. Map pool.
Yep.
There we go.
So, like I said, all that is going to go straight to the 13th of June, where that'll be the end of the AWC. Then we'll have about a 1 month lull until the MDI finals start. And then the AWC Global Finals will probably happen shortly after that. So, looking forward. I'm looking forward to the gameplay. And just to you personally there, Evan, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But
Right.
why don't we stop talking about just random stuff and start picking Evan's brain so we can learn how to be a subtlety rogue, a not so subtle subtlety rogue.
I'm gonna light you up, sweet cheeks.
All right. So we haven't talked sub rogues for a long time. I think
Yes.
So let's dive into this because I have a ton of questions. First and foremost, we always talk about this roles, like what they can do. Obviously, a subtlety rogue is there for damage and support, right? But they do less damage than assassination. That's why we see assassination more often than not on ladders, right?
So sub has like a really big problem. Like a really big problem.
Okay.
And it's in its actual design that makes it like not work right now very well.
Okay.
And that is like it's a pretty good spec when it comes down to it, but the biggest problem is like, first of all, okay, Asa obviously is like way better because it actually does damage. Subtlety, the problem with it is if they buff it, it's gonna be really powerful, like way too powerful. Because we'll have all the CC ever plus just like random one-shot damage. But if they nerf it, then we don't do any damage, and then we actually just can't kill anything. So
I don't see a problem with that.
pretty much. So that is no problem until you realize that if people play 40 yards away in an arena, because I don't have a slow subtlety, I can't actually CC anybody because I just get spam slowed and my shadow step isn't 40-yard range. So all the like really good teams pretty much will never lose to sub.
Okay.
So you have to play Asa, but in Shadowlands we're getting poisons back, so then I'll be able to slow people with crippling. So I think like that's going to be a big, like, really good change. But till then, I am a wet noodle. So.
But so while you don't have the most amount of damage, though, you have a bunch. Like assuming you can get onto somebody, you have a bunch of control, right?
Yeah. That's why it's like it's really good if people aren't playing 40 yards, but every single like good team plays 40 yards pretty much.
Yeah, that's because they know better. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. So that's like the current problem with it, I guess. So I'm not gonna be playing too much sub, I don't think, in AWC, but into some matchups it's still really good. Like I think it'll like fire MLD, for example. It just shuts down the 2 DPS like long enough to do stuff. So
okay,
it's definitely pretty good.
So subtlety is very reliant on your fellow teammates.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. So, like, for subtlety, your goal is to get all 3 of the enemies in CC for a small period of time, which would be, your stuns, and then have your teammates follow CC out of those stuns. Like, because I can have 3 stuns going at a time, so my mage cannot get kicked on polymorph if I do that right. So then the healer is sitting a full poly out of a full kidney, and then we can do a lot of damage, like bursting on a DPS or other way around. So yeah, it just causes like, it's definitely CC based, but yeah.
You're the pinnacle of the control matchup.
Yeah, pretty much. If I play fast, we're gonna win a lot of games. It's like how it goes. But
so by pairing you with I imagine that Destruction Warlock, Fire Mage, are classes that you pair very well with as a subtlety rogue, because you're able to just set up for him to just Greater Pyro or Chaos Bolt.
Definitely.
And follow that up with a polymorph and keep the healer down so that basically you guys can just kill something.
Yeah, that, and then also Hunter is really good because you can trap off of my stuns too. So it's like all 3 of those compositions are pretty top tier.
Okay.
It's pretty much the bread and butter of Subrogue.
All
Makes
right.
sense.
Well, let's go ahead and let's talk talents.
Yes, please.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so
On
let's see
15,
here.
we have Weapon Master. Shadow Strike and Backstab have a 15% chance to hit target twice each time they deal damage.
Mhm.
Find weakness. Your Shadow Strike and Cheap Shot reveal a flaw in your target's defense, causing all your attacks to bypass 40% of the enemy's armor for 10 seconds. Gloom Blade. Puncture your target with your Shadow Infused Blade for 1,000. Well, and I don't have a very geared rogue, but from this rogue, it's 1,191 shadow damage, bypassing armor.
Wait, how you have no? Mine's 10,000.
Yeah, this guy is not geared at all. This guy
My God, you're like 320 item level or something.
gosh,
I don't even
my
know.
son. Okay, so my son has gotten on this character. I just opened up my equipment tab. It is a 120 rogue, current eye level 169.
Oh my
How?
What did my
Wait,
son
how do you hit level
Where's
120?
my gear? Where's my gear?
He vendored it, dude.
Oh my gosh, my son! What have you done?
And that, folks, is why you don't let kids play on your accounts.
Oh
Oh
no.
gosh. Okay, so all the numbers that I give on this character, I gotta go have a conversation with my son.
Oh my God.
How much gold do you have now?
I've got like 10,000 gold on the character.
That's
but,
good.
Yeah, I can maybe go buy some gear.
You can buy some heirlooms to wear on your 120 rogue.
That's hilarious.
It's good. It's good.
Oh gosh. Okay. I
That
love my
was
son.
funny.
He's
That was
great.
funny.
He's a great kid. So anyway, we will defer to Evan's damage numbers for his spells.
Yes, please.
As mine are not going to be what's that phrase? Expectations or results may vary. Results may vary.
That's...
Oh gosh, dang it,
All
George.
right. So,
Okay,
all
all right.
Evan, what are we gonna pick for the first
Right.
line here?
So for Weapon Master, they changed it. So I know, like in Legion, it used to be all of your abilities had a chance to hit twice.
Yeah.
And then there's a bug with the artifact trait, which is Gormaw's Bite, where if you respect this Weapon Master, it would do it 100% of the time. So back then, Weapon Master was good because Gormaw's Bite was a huge hitting ability.
Yeah,
it was
I
your
know.
highest hit.
Yeah.
And that thing would pump. Like, you would do like 30% of someone, like 30, 40 in one hit with Weapon Master. But they made it so it's only Backstab and Shadow Strike now, which are two abilities that do painfully low damage. Like my Backstab hits like 2k, which is
Yeah, that's
please
not a
give
lot.
me a buff, Blizzard. Please give me a buff. My Shadow Strike maybe 10, 8 to 10k maybe. So it's definitely not good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'd probably feel the Shadow Strike more than the Backstab. But sorry, just correct me if I'm wrong. When you backstab off, because a person has to be stunned and out of combat before you can backstab, right? Or you have to be stealth to backstab.
okay, no. So Backstab I can just spam, and then if you're
Oh,
behind the target, it does increase damage. And then Shadow Strike is ambush, pretty much. It's like the same ability. It just has a teleport built in too if you're doing it from stealth. Just kinda cool,
okay.
But
That's okay. I mean, that's what I was thinking of.
yeah.
But
So I think Weapon Master is awful now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
But yeah, I don't see a situation that I would ever play that.
Okay.
Find weakness I'm playing all the time. I just think that thing is so strong.
Well, yeah. I mean, if your Shadow
Yeah.
Strike it bypasses armor.
So yeah,
That's-
so if I press one of those, then or if I press Cheap Shadow Strike, then my big hitting abilities like Eviscerate or even I think like my writhing segment of Drestigath is physical, so that'll even do way more damage because of the Find Weakness. So it just buffs all my actual big damaging abilities, like my neck and my trinkets, because those are my damaging abilities in 2020. And then so
BFA
pretty much
things.
always pick those. Yeah, I mean that's all my damage is like corruption procs and trinkets. So, and then Gloom Blade's that last one. That I don't even know if that thing's good. I mean, it bypasses all armor. Like I used to run that in Legion a bit, but
Yeah,
I
it
haven't
used
really
to be.
tried it too much now.
Okay.
I was gonna ask your thoughts on because cloth specs don't really have a lot of armor. And so it seems like the Gloom Blade, or sorry, the Find Weakness would not be as beneficial because you're not penetrating as much armor. If you're going up against a warrior or a paladin or a death knight, it seems like Find Weakness is going to be definitely the go-to spec. They're already going to be wearing plate. They're going to have a high armor stat that when you hash that by 40%, that you're going to be dropping the armor a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But with cloths, they hardly have any armor.
That's not.
And
true.
so I wonder if Gloom Blade is the better pick for cloth and low armor classes.
So my reasoning for saying I don't think it is I just looked at backstab's damage, and when I'm behind the target, it's actually higher than Gloomblade, and Gloomblade replaces backstab. So I think so. That's kind of bad. I think.
Yeah.
And then second, obviously, both Gloomblade and backstab actually straight up don't do damage. So I feel like buffing my other abilities by the small amounts better than doing a bit more on my Actually, I don't even think I would be doing it. I think my backstab will actually be hitting harder. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah,
that is an awful talent. That is weird. They put a downgrade for your ability damage-wise in there.
Well, it's
I wonder,
a downgrade.
I'd be
It's
interested
down, but
to see...
it bypasses. So I think
it
it's
bypasses armor, but at the same, I don't know. I mean, especially in like PvE too, that wouldn't even. That'd just be a flat downgrade.
I'd be interested to see what percentage that benefits from the. We'd have to run a test real quick where you do a attack on a dummy from behind with Gloom Blade, and then just do a normal backstab attack and see really how much benefit you're getting off of that full penetration versus just your standard.
So
but
plus
Find Weakness
the fact
too.
That it,
yeah.
I think the thing that makes it not very good is that it replaces the backstab. It's not even giving you an extra button to push.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It seems like it's such a
It's
just so small.
It feels bad, kind of, to me, because it's like, oh, I have this awesome attack, cool. It bypasses all armor, cool, and it's taking place of this other attack that, according to your stats, does more damage.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it feel good.
All right.
I would definitely rather buff my hardest hitting ability, that is my dressed trinket.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
So Find Weakness for the first row.
For sure, yeah. Hands down there, that is.
Yeah. I feel like you might be right. The Gloomblade may have some niche spot, but I think, just when you're talking, just trying to get that the steady damage instead of the burst damage, or some niche ability.
Yeah.
That seems to be always the way that things have won out in PvP is, some burst helps, but it's the steady damage that seems to really come into.
Yeah.
It's true. So I guess for the second row, there's actually a build you can play with Night Stalker.
Yeah.
That I think Naj swears by, but every single time I try it, I absolutely hate it.
Okay.
I also get knocked out of stealth a lot, so Subterfuge just kind of seems like the pick there. I don't think Shadow Focus is ever good, honestly.
Okay.
So Night Stalker is a passive, while Stealth or Shadow Dance is active. You move 20% faster, and your abilities deal 12% more damage. So increased mobility and straight damage buff. It's just a passive. So that's all the time.
Yeah.
Cool.
So then for Subterfuge, it's your abilities requiring stealth can still be used for 3 seconds after stealth breaks, and then it also increases your Shadow Dance duration by 1 second. So this is actually, I'm going to be jumping a little bit ahead here, but so for Night Stalker, if you play that, you actually have to play the level 90 talent Enveloping Shadows.
Okay.
Because you're not going to have enough. It gives you an additional second, pretty much, on your dance per combo point spent. So it gives you, and then it also increases the amount of Shadow Dances you get by 1 additional charge.
Yeah.
So if you're playing Night Stalker because you're losing out on the extra Shadow Dance, then you have to play Enveloping Shadows. Whereas if you're playing Subterfuge, you can play Dark Shadow. And this is the reason I think it's so much better, is that increases all your damage done while in Stealth and Shadow Dance by 25%. So I feel like that with Subterfuge, which also is if you get knocked out of Stealth, then you're not losing your entire opener. I think that's kind of the way to go. But like I said, there's a lot of people that swear by like a Night Stalker Enveloping Shadows build.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't see it working.
So depending on your playstyle, there we do have some choice in this category.
Yeah, for sure. So I think like
Okay.
the Night Stalker build would be more sustained versus Subterfuge feels more bursty.
Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I would.
And
I
then
would-
that
I
leaves
was
the
like
last
having non. Sorry, what?
That leaves the last ability, Shadow Focus,
Which
which
is
is a
just
passive.
awful.
Abilities cost 20% less energy while Stealth or Shadow Dance is active.
That is an
Yeah.
underwhelming talent right there if I've ever seen one. I don't think that talent's very good. You're not really finding yourself energy starved because you have
Mm-hmm.
Symbols of Death, which increases it gives you a massive energy gain. And then if Shadow Focus is still there in Shadowlands, we also have Slice and Ice Back, which would increase our energy regen by itself as well. So I feel like you're just missing out on damage if you go Shadow Focus.
Interesting. I wonder if maybe that's just for the PvE side.
I don't even think that. I think in PvE you're a Night Stalker. However, in PvE no one plays subs. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's
So for that
demoralizing.
one, depending on your playstyle, if you're going for a more bursty playstyle,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to go Subterfuge. If you're going for a more sustained damage, you're going Night Stalker.
And hope
Yes,
that
sir.
you don't get knocked out of stealth on the opener.
Yeah, I'm really bad at not getting knocked out. So I get knocked out every opener. It's like, so I guess we can move on to 45 talents then.
Yeah.
So
I just want to read these quickly. Sorry, that's how we do this. Normally we read them out and then we talk about why and what. But just so the people
go for it.
listening here. So Vigor increases your maximum energy by 50 and your energy regeneration by 10%. Deeper Stratagem, you may have a maximum of 6 combo points, and finishing moves consume up to 6 combo points, and your finishing moves deal 5% increased damage. And then Marked for Death, so you mark the target, instantly generating 5 combo points, cooldown reset if the target dies within 1 minute. And that's on a 1 minute cooldown.
yes, this is actually a good row.
Yeah.
All 3 of those talents are like
You said the choice
definitely
there.
useful.
Yeah. But
So I know for PvP the kind of go-to pick is Marked for Death, and then I think for PvE you play Vigor. Increases your energy regen by a lot. So
yeah.
you can just spam out more damage instead of every once in a while getting 5 combo points. So obviously Marked for Death is more bursty. And then for Deeper Stratagem, which is you have a maximum of 6 combo points, and your finishing moves consume extra, do more damage. I actually there's one rogue I was like dueling an Owen named Body Count who played this.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely hit me for a 300k eviscerate. So
That's nice.
he's like, so our mastery increases the damage of it, and then he played Blood of the Enemy Major. So he would Blood of the Enemy me, and then therefore the eviscerate would have like a 70% chance to crit, and then the damage from the crit would be increased by 50% extra on top of the crit, like normal baseline damage. So I would just die.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. That's
So if you're going deep into the mastery build, this is an option where your Subtlety Rogue might be threatening on damage.
That's what I'm hearing.
yeah. So like with Deeper Stratagem, it's like really gimmicky. He's like all the setup, and then I think it's only good on your Blood of the Enemy go. But I think it's really fun. Because you can just randomly kill someone like 100-0 in one global, especially because like all your trinkets too are off global cooldown, so you press that at the same time that you eviscerate, and that guy might just die in one hit. So it'd be kind of fun, catch some people off guard.
That's definitely kind of the one trick pony though. If you walked into an arena and did that, the next time you walk in, people are gonna be like, okay, watch for that, and then just stun, and you'll be sitting there going, I can't do anything. Or
that would not be fun.
No. But well, I wonder how long. Here's a quick question. So Marked for Death, that's 1 minute cooldown, and you get instantly 5 combo points. How long would it take you to build 6 combo points?
Not long. You could probably do it in like 2 globals if you were playing Dance. However, so Marked for Death also it's 30 second. I don't know if it's like on your thing, but
I'm looking on Wowhead, so it's showing 1 minute.
Oh, okay, yeah. So here, yeah, on this one it's 30-second in game, which is
Okay.
like, so the reason that's so good is like, so deeper stratagem, I could build up the combo points in 2 globals. Like it would not take very long. It'd take like
Okay.
a second or two, right? However, you're just getting a 5% increased damage eviscerate from that. Versus if you're playing Mark for Death, you're just getting like 2 eviscerates for the price of 1 every 30 seconds, which is pretty close to stun DR, because I'm pretty sure stun DR is like 24.
Okay.
So that means that every time that
Ooh.
you have your stuns up, you can press a Shadow Dance, and then you can generate all 5 of your combo points in 1 global, like, get an eviscerate, and then Mark for Death and eviscerate again. So you're just like full on, instead of 5% damage increase, you're getting like a 100% damage increase.
Okay.
So you just kind of use it on your go. Or like you can get a full kidney shot from stealth then too, if you're like in a 1v1 scenario, instead of a cheap shot, which is only 4 seconds, so you're increasing stun duration. So that's why Mark for Death is so good.
Okay.
So it
So
allows
that's the
you
one
to
I take, yeah.
So you're trading for that one big hit into potentially 3 or 4 smaller hits, but consistent hits.
Yeah, so Mark for Death, yeah, it's just really consistent. Every single go, you're going to have a lot of burst potential. Versus Deeper Stratagem, it's 5%, and that's only actually going to be useful when you have Blood of the Enemy, really, I think, because it's just going to increase it even more and more. So that would be like every minute 20. So I just think Mark for Death is a way more consistent way to go.
Okay, but deeper stratagem still sounds kind of fun to me.
Does.
Yeah, I kind of want to go play that in Battlegrounds right now. I'm not gonna, I could have some funny moments. Like find weakness. I could play like Night Stalker over Subterfuge too. Just play like full damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those flag carriers don't have a chance.
Yeah, they're just dead.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah.
Gone.
Sure.
We don't need to wait for 12 stacks, boys. Let's go at 7.
That guy might. Yeah, I think he's out of here.
Okay, so level 60, Soothing Darkness is a passive. You heal 3% of your maximum health every 1 second while stealth or Shadow Dance is active. That sounds a lot like the Shaman Wolf talent, where you gain a certain amount of health and armor and defensive while you're in wolf form. And that is broken.
Yeah, that's how it is.
I mean,
okay, yeah.
Soothing Darkness sounds pretty broken. Then you have Cheat Death, passive. Fatal attacks, instead of reduce you to 7% of your maximum health for 3 seconds afterward. And you take 85% reduced damage. Cannot trigger more often than once per 6 minutes. Okay. And then Elusiveness, passive. Faint also reduces all damage to you. That is worded very weird. Faint also reduces all damage you take from non-area effect attacks by 30% for 5 seconds.
So the reason it's worded that way is Faint normally, it decreases the area of effect damage by 50% instead of 30, like on the base ability. So all area of effect attacks will be 50% reduced, and then all non-area of effect attacks will be 30% reduced.
So it becomes a really awesome wall.
It becomes, pretty much a wall that's like 5 seconds long every 15 seconds.
Oh my God.
Every 15
really
seconds?
good. Now, that's actually something that got nerfed. So it didn't have a cooldown until this expansion. And this talent's been in the game since MOP.
Oh my
God. For the past 3 expansions, I've had 100% uptime on that much damage reduction. And so, like, I remember if you played like RBGs, we also had a talent called Burst of Speed.
Yeah.
So you would be able to like spam. You had sprint up the entire game with freedom, and then you just use like your rotation was Burst of Speed, Faint, Burst of Speed, Faint. You just sit there at like, with wall up the entire time, like. So I mean that it got nerfed, so it's 15 seconds now instead of not having a cooldown, which is unfortunate, but that's still the go-to pick for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Soothing Darkness, I do want to talk on that. So Zar, you and I, we have kind of a meme about this because constantly on stream we'll be arguing about Soothing Darkness over Elusiveness. Like in Rogue Mage 2s, because you're resetting a lot, right? So when you're sitting in stealth, you're just healing passively. But Soothing Darkness is also nerfed beyond belief in PvP. So in PvP combat, it's 1%. of your maximum health every 1 second. So that's like a 300% nerf. And then plus when you're playing like a twos game, dampening is starting at 25-30%.
Yeah.
So that is healing you for like 0.5% per second.
Okay.
That's
So yeah, that
I
definitely changes the math there.
I want to throw this out here right now. Is it's talked about a few times. We've talked about it on this podcast, but there really needs to be some way to show in tooltips on these databases wherever what the actual PvP side of the things are. Because there's people that'll sit on this in Theorycraft and think that they're doing something great and then wonder why they're flopping.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah, I hate Soothing Darkness.
This sounds so good.
Yep.
And it turns out to be the worst talent in the entirety of Sub-Rogue. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, gosh. That's a shame.
It used to be really broken, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically, like I was saying, that's basically the shaman talent. And the shaman talent is pretty broken. I'm not going to lie there. Gerissar, when we played this past weekend, I played on my shaman, and that wolf form saved my bacon several times while we were playing.
Wow.
And so
that's all we ever watched was Sea-Doo go wolf form and run NASCAR 500 around a pillar while everybody healed, including himself.
Oh, I hated shaman. I still hate shaman. So disgusting.
So, and then with the cheat death, it sounds really good. I like it, but the problem is that it's on a 6-minute cooldown.
Yeah, so cheat death is actually really used because in PvE on like boss fights and stuff, it's going to be up for every fight. And if you mess up a mechanic, then you're not going to die from it. You're going to live at like 7%. You're probably going to have 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds before you take more damage. You'll be topped off. So in PvE, you're supposed to take cheat death. But then in PvP, you're supposed to take elusiveness. And then, I mean, like I said, Zaryo and I argue about it all the time. But he thinks Soothing Darkness is good in double DPS like 2v2 because you have no healer. But also, like, how often are you really in stealth or shadow dance during a arena? It's like maybe 30-40% uptime, so that's not doing too much in my opinion.
Okay. The only thing I can see there is it's really handy if it goes down to that 1v1 stage, and the rogue, if they're suddenly like damaged, they just go to stealth. And because I've seen this, they go into stealth, they go run around the arena for a while you're trying to hunt them down. And by the time you track them down, they're full health again. You're like, how did that happen? It's like, oh well.
Yeah, because I know like Vial, these Crimson Vial too. It's like a 30-second cooldown, heals you for 30%. That's pretty good. So, and even in like in a rogue 1v1, I would 100% take elusiveness because as someone's running around the arena like that, dampening stacking, and eventually that Soothing Darkness is going to be literally 0. So it's not going to be too far into the game either. It definitely it's going to be like nothing really quick. And then elusiveness, if you use it, like generally, like as a rogue, what you try and do is you try and use it right before you get stunned. So that way, the duration of the stun, when you can't do anything, you're taking no damage.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal with elusiveness. So that's kind of why I think it's the best talent in that slot for PvP, and then cheat death is the best for PvE.
Nice. I like it.
And Soothing Darkness is just a soothing disappointment.
It is. It's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's more like a steaming pile of next row we got Shot in the Dark. So after entering stealth or shadow dance, your next cheap shot is free. Night Terrors, Shuriken Storm reduces enemies' movements speed by 30% for 8 seconds. Okay, considering you're saying you're having issues slowing people down, that's pretty cool. And Prey of the Weak, enemies disabled by your cheap shot. Which one?
Take 10% increased damage from all sources for 6 seconds.
Yeah, my mistake. I read that wrong. So it's enemies disabled by your kidney shot. Take 10% more damage.
It's cheap shot or kidney shot, both.
Oh, okay.
So now, question.
That makes sense.
That doesn't say 10% of your increase of your damage.
And that's the thing about that talent.
All damage.
My fire mage goes very big with that 10% increased damage. Let me tell you, Someone gets a G-Pie off, that's even more
that
damage.
stacks with, oh gosh.
Stacks with everything, even the healer. And my healer does a lot of damage. And then we also play like Dark Archangel with our priest. So, mage is taking, 15% increased damage there. My Find Weakness is knocking off that armor by 40%. We can really blow people up in a stun.
Ooh. Now, it says on side note, on Finding Weakness, it's 40% of your attacks bypass.
Yeah, so those are mine. However, for my mage, he's magic anyways. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just being able to stack up the 40% bypass of armor, the 10% on top of prey. Sorry, 10% on top of prey of weakness, prey on the weak. Your substitute. Let's see. If you do Night Stalker, you're getting another 12% on that.
Yep. Dark Shadow is 25%, and then also, so those kind of worth mentioning because BFA, the trinkets also work with Prey on the Weak and Find Weakness. So and they also stack with your versatility. So I'm just stacking raw versatility. My dresses are hitting 150k. Like easily. And then that'll also stack with blood. That also stacks with blood of the enemy. So if I'm like really struggling into a team and I want to try and gimmick them, I can hit like 300k crit, trinkets on people. So it's kind of funny.
Wow.
Quick question, because it's all sources. That also includes things from Beyond too, right?
I believe so. I think it just includes literally everything. If they're disabled by my Sheep Shot or Kidney, they're taking damn. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it's everything. So that talent, obviously, it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know a single moment I would. Yeah.
Yeah. So although that Knight of Terrors, the Shuriken reduces enemies' movement speed by 30%. The problem is that when it's stacked up against something like Prey on the Weak, that kind of does make it not desirable.
What?
I'm be sure that is not the problem with Night Terrors. Night Terrors. It's another disappointment because when I saw like a slow is there like reduces enemies movement speed, and then I kept reading and then I read by 30%. That's like equivalent to stepping on someone's foot. Like there's a 30%
doesn't help you much.
Not at all. 30%. Like I've almost taken that like talent before out of tilt because I can't get to people. But then you realize it's 30%. It's not like it's absolutely nothing. I think like most slows like hamstring and stuff are like 80, like 70, 80% crippling, 70.
Yeah.
Everything.
Chains of Ice is 70%.
70%. All Frost Mage slows 70%. Pretty much every other slow in the game outside of Night Terrors is 70%. So that's gonna do me absolutely no good. They're still gonna be near double my speed, like because I'm 100% gonna get slowed the entire game by every comp.
Yeah.
So it's like it definitely does not help.
The problem is that they're slowing you for 75%. You're slowing them for 30%, and so they still get away because they're 40%, 45% faster.
Yeah. Also, Shuriken Storm is not an ability I want to waste time on if I'm trying to get to people or trying to do stuff. To have them like pre-Shuriken Storm is going to be really hard. Because like his Assassination, for example, I can throw a poison knife at people, which is like 40-yard range, and it slows them by 70%. For this, I have to be in melee range, and the ability Shuriken Storm will do like 1, maybe 2k damage in total.
Yeah.
So it's just not going to do anything.
It's almost a waste of a global. So.
Pretty much, yeah. It's only useful for combo point building. So.
Now, being that you are a setup comp or a setup specialist as a Subtlety Rogue, I mean, just Prey on the Weak just sounds too good.
It's insane.
Yeah.
That talent's been in the game forever. That talent has never been swapped. Like I have not swapped talents a single time since Prey on the Weak came out as Subtlety. That thing is like that has been 7 years or something to Prey on the Weak. So.
Sorry, my brain suddenly went into the old Cocoon meme there of it's been 84 years.
All right.
Too funny.
Next row, we have Dark Shadow. While Shadow Dance is active, all damage you deal is increased by 25%. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Alacrity. Passive, your finishing moves has a 20% chance per combo point to grant 2% haste for 20 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. Okay. And then Enveloping Shadows. Deepening Shadows reduces the remaining cooldown on Shadow Dance by an additional 1 second per combo point spent. Shadow Dance gains an additional gains one additional charge.
Okay.
So you get 2 charges of Shadow Dance,
Mhm.
and then every time you use a combo point, you reduce the cooldown by 1 second.
So Enveloping Shadows also gives you a third dance, so you have 3 charges. Because by baseline you have 2.
So baseline you have 2. This one gives you a third. And so, how much uptime do you have if you choose Enveloping Shadows with Shadow Dance? What's the cooldown on that?
Well, it depends. So the thing is, if you choose Enveloping Shadows, it's going to be a decent amount. But so, like I said, so this row goes hand in hand with the level 30 row, because they're similar. They both affect Shadow Dance and Stealth. So, Enveloping Shadows and Dark Shadow have always been competitors. Like depending on it changes like patch by patch. Because I know like Dark Shadow used to be 35%, and then Enveloping got nerfed a lot because it used to be like by 3 seconds or something per combo point. So the uptime will be a lot higher with Enveloping Shadows, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
However, you're missing out on a lot of damage because the only way to like play that is you have to, go to Night Stalker, and then you're losing time because of Subterfuge. Without Subterfuge, you lose 1 second of Shadow Dance. So you're pretty much just making a trade-off, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You're gonna have shorter Shadow Dances, but they're gonna be more often. Like you're gonna have more of them.
Yep.
But they're also doing a lot less damage. So, in my opinion, like right now, I don't think Enveloping Shadows is good. I think Dark Shadow, just 25% increased damage, and then you play Subterfuge with it, is the best combination. And then you can also do some gimmick stuff with Night Stalker and Dark Shadow. You're gonna have a really short Shadow Dance, but it's gonna hit really hard.
Well, and Shadow Dance, let's see, if we go with the Subterfuge and the Enveloping Shadows, your Shadow Dance lasts for 6 seconds. You get 3 charges of it, and it's a 1 minute recharge. So you get 18 seconds of dance on a 1 minute cooldown that gets shortened for every combo point you use. So, I mean, it seems like you could very easily get this down to a 30-second recharge.
Oh, easily. But with the normal one as well, because we do have a baseline passive that makes it so that, what is it called? It pretty much makes it so that our Shadow Dance reduces, so from spending combo points, you just get a baseline Shadow Dance reduction. I think it's like 2 seconds per combo point, 3 seconds.
Okay.
So that's just increasing that more. So it's very easy with 2 charges to already have 30-second dances. Like, you don't really need Enveloping Shadows for that. So, once again, it's just another reason to play Dark Shadow, because you just get extra damage, It's going to be, like, a lot better than more common dancing. But, I mean, you're not even going to really dance outside of a go, too. There's just no point to. So, having an extra dance every once in a while is just not that worth it. It's just going to wait. Like, as a sub rogue, you're not going to do anything without diminishing returns up. And so, I mean, 30-second Shadow Dances are plenty, I think. With Enveloping, you probably get it down to like 20, but And then Alacrity, I'm just gonna say, haste is like, it does nothing for sub rogue. I think I have like 7% haste right now that I got on accident. So that talent's just like it's bad. Right. Haste doesn't do anything. So so I think that's an iffy row too. Like you can definitely play an Enveloping Shadows build, but there's Dark Shadows builds too.
So so haste for sub rogues doesn't improve the CD refresh rate.
It doesn't do anything, no.
Oh, really?
It's awful, yeah. It gives us a little bit more energy, but we already have a lot of energy regen as a spec. So, like, for Asta, there's a lot less energy regen, so haste is really good, but for sub, it does absolutely nothing. You don't really need haste at all. So
good to know.
So, I mean, with all this stuff that I'm seeing from the talents that we've been picking so far, it seems like you're not, like your initial comments about the spec is that it doesn't do any damage. And from what it looks like, it just doesn't do any sustained damage.
It does no sustained damage, and then burst-wise, those numbers look good, but we've been nerfed really hard. We don't really hit very hard. I think it's like 50k, 60k eviscerates maybe on crits. There are things you can do to gimmick like higher hitting abilities, but really you're just setting up for your mage to do extra damage.
Okay.
It's at the end of the day, so.
All right.
Okay.
I mean,
and then
I just want to say, considering the number of times that I've been like one shot in a stun by some rogue in years gone by, I'm not saddened by the fact that you hit like a wet noodle. I'm not. There's no tears. There's no tears on this side.
Those classic Twink Rogues right now in
Yeah.
Warsong Gulch, man. Those things are funny to watch.
I mean, it's not me you have to worry about. You got to worry about the assassination rogues. Okay, they're breeding like rabbits right now. They're everywhere now.
They are.
And they do big damn. I have died in one kidney shot 100-0 on all of my characters to an acid road at some point.
Okay. So it's not just me. Okay. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
All right. In the last, the 100-point talent range, we've got Master of Shadows, gain 25 energy over 3 seconds when you enter stealth or activate Shadow Dance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Secret techniques. Oh, this is a big one. Okay. Finishing moves that create shadow clone. Oh, that's interesting. Finishing move that creates shadow clones of yourself. You and your shadow clones each perform a piercing attack on all enemies near your target, dealing physical damage to the primary target and reduce damage to other targets. Now, results may vary. Okay. 1 point, 1,044 total damage.
Okay, for me that's 12,000. Wait, just read your 5 point. That's
okay. So my 5 point is 5,220.
Right. My 5 point is 61,035.
That's a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to have a chat with my son. Okay.
That is 120 times
we do
more.
not sell Daddy's gear. We do not sell Daddy's gear.
So hold on. Just one quick. Evan, what's your eye level?
So unequipped I'm 480, and then equipped I'm 474.
474, and
so I'm pretty much the highest you can get,
or close to. Okay, so now
I'm 169.
Okay, so there you go. So
perfect.
300 eye level difference and 120 whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Or no, I think it's 12 times. Yes.
12 times.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So 1,200%.
I think we just figured out the background scaling in BFA. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem solved. And then Shuriken Tornado. Focus intently, then release a Shuriken Storm every second for the next 4 seconds. 60 energy cost. Ugh.
So I'm gonna say right now, I have never once in my life spec'd Secret Technique or Shuriken like Tornado. I don't even know what they look like. Like if I was to see the animation, that would just look like a new ability to me.
Okay.
So Secret Technique and Shuriken Tornado, both like on damage meters from what I've like seen on testing, just do absolutely nothing, like at all. Okay. They're just awful talents. Like your normal Eviscerate will do more damage than Secret Technique, because it's like, okay, so instead of doing 61,000 to every target around you, like a normal AoE would, I think it's 61,000 split between. So my normal Eviscerate on the button hits 50k already. Yeah. So therefore Master of Shadows is just the best. because you're just getting way more energy.
Attack. Yeah,
you can use a lot more attacks. And I think the only way that you'd be able to play Secret Technique or Shuriken Tornado is if you played Shadow Focus. But once again, in that case, you're just losing out on so much damage that it's going to be awful. So I think you just always play Master of Shadows, like no matter what, at the moment at least.
All right.
Yeah, those are talents.
Yeah. The fact that it reduces the damage to the other targets does make it a little less.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could use it as like a harder Eviscerate, I guess, if no one was around. But at the same time, I'm just losing so much energy regen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would ever be like I would be able to get maybe 1 off like per Shadow Dance instead of like 3 or 4. So.
I mean, because basically every time, so you have 2 Shadow Dances, you push Shadow Dance, you immediately are going to gain 75 energy over the 3 seconds of the Shadow Dance.
And then we also have Symbols of Death, which means I will instantly gain 40 energy as well. So I'm just going to get like an immediate big wave of energy whenever I Shadow Dance. Because I only have 100, energy. That means I'm immediately getting like 75, 80 baseline, and then I have really high energy regen, so it's just going to keep regenning over that time period as well. So I'm just like going to be good to spam out abilities for a solid few seconds.
Wow. Okay, now the great debate. We always, this always comes up.
Yeah.
Adaptation, trinket, relentlessness.
Ooh, okay. That's like super matchup dependent. So
Oh.
against Sub Rogue, one special thing we can do with all of our Shadow Dances is if we kidney shot someone for 6 seconds, and then we don't auto attack, we can sap off of our kidney shot with a Shadow Dance. Just like, so I do it all the time. So like full kidney shot into full sap, and then I'm stunning the other targets and doing damage to them. So that's really strong. However, if someone's playing Relentless, my kidney shot's only 4 seconds. Or something like that. So I won't be able to sap out of it. So Relentless hard counters Sub Rogue. So that's worth mentioning. So like, it's not really me picking Trinket or Relentless because I'm obviously, so I'm playing Trinket most of the time, and then if I'm a human into some matchups, I'll play Relentless. But it's mainly for Sub. It's kind of opposite. The opponents actually choose different trinkets for you. Like a lot of Relentless. A good team will always play Relentless into Sub Rogue, pretty much. So then we have Honor's Hounds. But...
that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, playing
Now,
40 yards away and playing Relentless, I'm never killing anything. They're just going to live forever.
Now, you mentioned human. Is there any other race that you would recommend to play as the Subtlety Rogue? Or
so the best races for Subtlety are human and orc by far. However, I guess Undead's kind of a follow-up, but it's still worse. And that's because it's kind of cool. So as a human, you're going to get 20% reduction to everything, like all crowd controls. And then you're going to get a trinket that you can only use on stuns. But it's going to be a 3-minute cooldown. Compared to as Orc, you're going to have a 2-minute trinket you can use on everything. However, 20% reduction to stuns. Only stuns. So it's kind of like they're really opposite of each other. Yeah. If that makes sense. And then Night Elf is, unfortunately, like I have to play Night Elf even though I'm sub, because Night Elf is like the best assassination race because you have another Vanish. So just like more growths, more cheap shots. I don't really lack in that as sub because I have Shadow Dance, but it's assassination, definitely good to play Night Elf. So I'm stuck playing Night Elf regardless because I want to play multiple specs.
Got it.
But yeah.
Okay. And that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, there are a lot of, talent choices to go for the PvP talents.
Yep.
What are the real big highlights here?
So the really big highlights are definitely Smoke Bomb, as everyone is very familiar with, I'm assuming by this point. Since Cataclysm, everyone's been dying in Smoke Bombs. So that's like a really obviously big one. Cold Blood, you have to play. It's like it's just really good damage because it's off global cooldown. And then what it does is it increases your basically, so it makes it so if you cheap shot someone or shadow strike someone after pressing it, then it will do 10% of the target's total health. So it's similar to G-Pie in the way of its percentile. So if you use it on a Guardian Druid, it'll do 10%. If you use it on a Frost Mage, it'll do 10%. It's just base. And then it's off the GCD. So it's just a free 10% damage every 1 minute. Or like 10% of someone's HP.
Oh my gosh.
Now, hold on 1 second here, because my head is just spinning now with that. So we're doing a little bit of math real quick here.
Oh boy.
So your Prey on the Weak does a 10%.
Yeah, that also stacks, yeah.
Okay, so 10% bonus damage on that. That will stack with your Cold Blood, which means you're 11%. Okay, so it's doing 11%.
And then plus I'm also Shadow Striking at the same time, so it's doing like another probably 10, 12k. Because I'm bursting, so a lot of my buttons are going to be up. So, I mean, that'll hit at the same time. So it's just going to be an immediate, pretty much 20% chunk out of someone's health bar.
Okay, so yeah, no, and that's where in my head we're getting around 20% just off of, that Cold Blood talent.
One ability, yeah.
One ability. Okay, 20% one ability. Okay. Greater Pyro is a 35?
35 spammable. However, the Cold Blood, like I said, it's just 10%. That's because the other ability hits at the same time, so it just chunks someone. But really, the value you're getting out of Cold Blood is 11% if you stack. But you're
still getting the 10% pure just off the top of their health plus the bonus damage. Okay, so let's just say the 10% there. Greater Pyro hits for 35% right there. And it also benefits from the 10% increase.
Yep. So
you're getting 48% true damage to a person's health.
Yep.
Just off the opener.
Yeah, you can kill a Guardian Druid like that. So,
I mean, you are literally
yep.
just off of the cold blood opener and one greater pyro, you have halved a person's health.
Yep. That's very fun to do, but very hard to set up because you have
Okay.
to somehow keep someone still for 3.5 seconds to get off a greater fire blast.
Okay.
Oh god. Yeah,
But
but
I mean,
it definitely it's so fun. Love that.
Well,
Like,
and that's
I love
where
this
I'm
spec,
sitting
yeah.
here. It does seem, I mean, just on paper there, you're so you're not going to get it on the first go because people have trinkets and other
So on the first go, okay, so like I'm gonna say for Rogue Mage 2s, this is when the combo really shines. Because what you do is you sap the DPS target, and then the mage starts casting a greater pyro, and then you go kidney the healer while he's casting it, then you run back and stun the demon hunter when the G-Pie is, or like, stun the DPS, whatever, when the G-Pie is in the air. So then that guy, you have the stun on the healer, the mage has a full G-Pie running, you cheap shot him, and then because they're both CC'd, the mage can cast a polymorph on the healer, and then you guys just both do as much damage as you can, and you'll have that 50% guaranteed.
Wow.
That explains a lot.
So if you ever watch like
I
Rogue
now
Mage 2s,
understand.
that's what's going on, yeah.
Okay.
I like the fact that you instantly put a demon hunter as a DPS on the enemy.
It's always Demon Hunter, I feel like. It's the only thing I ever fight in 2s for some reason. It's just... it's like Demon Hunter Mistweaver and Demon Hunter Arsham. Like, I never fight anything outside of that. So...
All right.
funny.
Okay, so
All right.
moving
Yes,
on
yes,
from
yes.
Cold Blood. So we have Smoke Bomb, Cold Blood, and your 50% of somebody's health being deleted. What's the final piece of the puzzle for you most of the time? The one that you pick most often.
Okay, so this is like... I'm going to say 2 because I really swap between them. So we have the very newly infamous Shadowy Duel.
You
I'm
broke
assuming...
up hard there on me. I could not hear that.
Oh, sorry. So you have the very infamous Shadowy Duel,
Okay.
where you press that, and you are now locked in a 1v1 for 6 seconds with someone. That's a really fun talent. If there's a G-Pie in the air, you press that and try and insta-kill someone when their healer is not able to see them. They just, like, disappear from the screen, and then 5 seconds later, their body appears dead. Like, just on the ground. That is so fun.
Now, question.
Oh my gosh.
So if you push this button before the Greater Pyro is cast, though...
The mage can't see him. However, I have discovered a way around that. And I know, like, Zar, you and I have been showing this off a bit, but if you play Shadowy Duel, and then you know the eye that spawns in the arena?
Yep.
That allows you to see people in stealth? If your mage takes that, then it's really weird how this works. But so the mage can see the person in the duel. However, the person in the duel can't interact with the mage, and then he can only interact with the rogue, and the rogue can interact with the other guy as well. So it's pretty much a 2v1, but one of the targets for the guy you dueled cannot be hit. So it's really weird. So Zaryu and I will do is we'll grab the eye, I'll press Shadowy Duel, and we'll kill someone in 6 seconds in a 2v1 pretty much. So it's kind of fun.
Wow.
Okay.
And then the other really big talent I'm just going to go over really quick is maneuverability, and that is your sprint will give you a 4-second freedom. So that's really good if you're getting spam slowed. That's like your only counter, but sprint's also a 1-minute cooldown, so it's like it's really useful though. Like if I'm fighting a DK or a Resto Druid team that I know I'm never going to be able to get, the 40 yards to go get a stun on someone, I'm definitely taking maneuverability. But if I'm fighting a team without that many slows, I'm playing Shadowy Duel and trying to get a gimmick win kind of.
Now I do want to go back to Shadowy Duel here for just a second because I'm trying to understand this. So once the Greater Pyro is in the air, you are safe to cast Greater Pyro.
So if
you are safe to cast Shadowy Duel because the Greater Pyro has already been cast on the target, and you can then enter that Shadowy Duel, and you've just chunked his health.
So Shadowy Duel though, it's a talent with a lot of depth because, for example, the way I use it is like if I'm fighting a Rogue Mage Paladin, even though I'm going to be slowed the entire game as RMP, I still play it because I know for a fact that team is going to be destroying me the entire game. I'm going to be getting tunneled by an Ass, a Rogue, and a Fire Mage. So when my healer gets CC'd, I'll go Shadowy Duel their healer, and then I am invisible to both their DPS for 6 seconds. Or if someone ice blocks, bubbles,
Yeah.
bops, and I press it, I get a private duel. I'm just alone because the bop or like bop bubble block will cancel it out for them. So I can use it as kind of like a mini vanish as well. So you can use it really well defensively.
Uh-huh.
And then
offensively.
Offensively you can use it really well. But even outside of that G-Pie, if someone's 10%, 20% HP, you can use it and 1v1 them and kill them in it for 6 seconds.
Yeah, because their healer can't heal them then.
Exactly. Yeah, so I get a lot of my kills and wins that way.
Okay.
Very fun talent.
I like this talent. It's the really versatility fun. Of it just seems very fun.
Yeah, you can be really. It's one of those talents you can be really creative with. I think marksmanship hunter, they have hunter's mark.
Yeah.
And if they hunter's mark someone and then you duel them, they can also see them too. Like there's so many tricks with it. Or if you use it from stealth, you can see like one person, they can't see you. It's like there's so many weird bugs with it too. Just
because you can see them, does that mean that you can also interact and damage that person?
Yes.
Or
so you Yeah, so you can do anything to them. So that's like where it's weird with if someone grabs the eye from the arena and then like because they can like both people can see each other, but only the person with the eye can attack the person in the duel. The person I found this out because I was fighting a Windwalker. And Zaryu and I did this, and the Windwalker actually was not even in a stun, and he had Karma up, and he was spamming it on Zaryu, and it did not work. It kept saying, like, the target's out of line of sight.
Oh.
And then Zaryu, meanwhile, was just destroying this guy with combust damage. So he just died without, like, he was, and this is like a good win, like, it was Baby Cakes. Like, it's a very good Windwalker.
Way, it was Baby Cakes.
Yeah, he just could not figure out what was going on, so he couldn't swap his Karma to me in time. Shoot. He just died. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
We did like Snuts Windwalker too. Like we've done it to a lot of teams.
He must have been so frustrated.
Yeah, he messaged me after. He was like, "That's cool." I was like, I think I just sent a winky face.
Okay, so I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by this shadowy duel. I'd love to see. I love things like that. I love things like that. Okay, so. Smoke Bomb, Cold Blood,
Shadowy Duel.
Maneuverability and Shadowy Duel. Those are the best ones.
Yeah. Those are the best ones. Now, are there any other talents that you would bring in situation dependent? Like, there's just this one matchup that you face that you're like, you know what? This is actually one that I'm going to bring in to help with that particular matchup. Or is it pretty much just those four and you swap out on the Shadowy Duel and the maneuverability?
So what's interesting is like those four are like the ones you mainly play, but you do have some really interesting ideas into some teams. Like, I know in the past I used to play Thief's Bargain, but it's been nerfed since. But the cooldown of your Vanish spell is reduced by 45 seconds, but your maximum health is reduced by 15%.
Oh,
so I know like in Legion, I used to play double Sub Rogue with my arena partner Sheepgod when he had a Rogue, and we would both play that, do a go on somebody, and then both vanish out. And because our vanish is so low cooldown, we would just wait for it to be back up, which would take like 30, 40 seconds. And then we would just do it all over again until the enemy team was out of cooldowns and would die. So we were able to play that to like almost 3k MMR because it was absolutely disgusting. Like it was so broken because the enemy team can't even hit you.
Yeah.
And then with the eyes, you can vanish with the eye. So you guys would both go pick out an eye. And then you guys would both go grab it, vanish, and the enemy team just straight up could not see you the entire game as you destroy them. So it was very fun.
That's
or like,
dirty.
And we wonder why people don't like rogues. This seems completely fair and balanced.
Yeah, I don't think it works anymore because they changed it. So before it would reduce your vanish to 45. Now it's reducing it by 45. So it's actually a minute 15 with that talent. So it's not you're not going to kill anything. They're just going to use a mini cooldown every 1 minute, and they're going to live forever. But the other ones are like Death from Above. People use into mages because it gives you a gap closer. Or Silhouette. I've debated playing, which is Shadow Step's cooldown is reduced by 50% when cast on a friendly target. If I'm fighting something where I'm Shadow Stepping my healer a lot, which is I've never actually chose that talent, but I really have debated it a few times. So that's about it. I don't think there's anything else worth mentioning.
I wonder what that would be like against like a TSG, because you're probably being spammed Chains of Ice, so then you can Shadow Step your other DPS or your healer and gain back on top of their DPS.
Yeah, I think the team I debated into is actually Cloud9 MLD because they were
Okay,
playing Frost Mage and
Yeah.
I can't move. So I'm like, if I can shadow step back because I cannot sit in the open to a Destro lock, I'm just gonna die. I'd be around unless I'm doing a go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Silhouette can be pretty useful. So I've debated it into Cloud9 before, but I think it's about it.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Sorry, I maybe missed you saying it. So out of the 4, which one's Conflict and Strife?
That's maneuverability.
Oh my goodness, pardon me?
Couldn't quite. He's got the Rona.
I missed the
does.
mute button, sorry.
No, it's all good. So Conflict and Strife would be that, or sorry, it would give you maneuverability, which is the freedom sprint.
Yeah.
So I've debated taking that in the past, but Reaping Flame is also like my top damage always. So, however, there is something worth mentioning about Conflict and Strife, and that is if you major it, then you get the effect while you are stunned. The defensive benefit from your versatility is doubled.
Yes.
That's a complete and utter hard counter to Sub Rogue. That is part of the reason it's so bad. Is if people, it's a combination of Relentless being ridiculous into us, and then Conflict and Strife just reducing the damage people take by 50-60% if they're stacking a lot of it while they're stunned. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that shouldn't exist. And then playing 40 yards away when I don't have a slow, that's what makes this spec bad into like really good players. It's really good into like not as good of players, but it's just really bad into good players because they know all these things, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of spilling my secrets right now, but I'll never beat a team that does that.
It's nice to climb the ladder with up until 2K.
Well, I mean, I've been rank 1 like every season as it, so I mean it's good all the way up. But if I'm fighting double monk and playing, like double monk Destro, and they're playing triple Conflict and Strife, and they're all playing Relentless, they're just gonna come out of my stun at 70% and then full heal, and I'm just gonna slowly die as my healer goes in.
Yeah.
So, and it is painful. It makes you hate your life. Like you're just sitting there not able to do anything in slows and CC for a 5-minute game, and then he died after doing 1k DPS.
You're not selling the class here.
Well,
no, but I think
cool
that
stuff,
there's a lot of stuff in here that sounds really fun.
Yeah,
and I imagine that does rely a lot on the classes that you're playing with. Like we really pointed out the Fire Mage with the 35% damage to total health on top of your 10% to total health, and you're just chunking somebody down to half life. And so what are
it's fun,
as far as like I guess because of all the systems that are in BFA right now, are there any major Azerite talents, corruptions, or anything else that you would really want to grab onto to just optimize your sub rogue play?
So as far as like corruptions go, it's all the same stuff. Gushing Wounds are good. Tentacles kind of good. It's like okay, sounds good as gushing, and then like versatility mastery amps are always good, stuff like that. Which is kind of like the same for every class. And then trait-wise, this is one thing we're actually blessed with, is that it's very easy for us to stack the right pieces of gear because you need 1 first dance, which makes it so activating Shadow Dance grants you 2 combo points and increases your haste by 900 for its duration. So the haste isn't good, as I've said. It's like it's better than not having it, but it doesn't actually really do very much. But having one of those gives you that 2 extra combo points every time you activate Shadow Dance. So you use that, use a cheap shot or a shadow strike, and you're going to have 5 combo points already to do an eviscerate.
Nice.
So that's a good talent to have. And other than that, you just stack triple Knight's Vengeance, which is Nightblade increases the damage of your next eviscerate within 8 seconds by 1,000 per combo point. So if you play X3 of those, you get a 5 combo point Nightblade, getting a good like 20k extra damage on your first eviscerate.
On top
Other
of
than
the
that,
other stuff we're talking about with the 10 and 20 here and 30 there.
Yeah.
Okay.
This class is like it's a beautiful disaster. There's stuff everywhere. But yeah, other than that, there's no traits you have to go for. So you're just looking for a piece that has both Knight's Vengeance and the first dance, and then the other pieces just have to have Knight's Vengeance, which is very easy to find.
Okay.
So definitely does not take long to gear Azerite. which is good.
I saw something with Blade in the Shadows and the Heart of Darkness. There was a conversation about that I saw. When I was doing some research.
I mean, maybe in PvE, but it's kind of doubtful to me.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, that would 100% be okay. Wait, isn't Heart of Darkness the one that like spreads your Nightblade? So, I don't know if that's the right thing.
Oh,
Let me see if I have it on any of my gear really quick. I'll check.
Heart of Darkness is the brand new one that they brought out with this patch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea. Then I haven't really looked into that at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Blade in the Shadows is very good, but yeah.
All right. I haven't been keeping up with stuff, so I'm. Let's hear it.
Okay.
Oh, that's all good.
Oh my goodness, I feel bad.
All right. Okay, so pretty easy to gear then. That's fantastic.
Yeah, very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
And
then
then
I guess
it
it's just
sounds
worth
like-
mentioning main essence is Breath of the Dying, but
Okay. That makes sense.
No,
Yeah.
what was Breath of the Dying? What does that do?
so Breath of the Dying is Reaping Flames, which is burn your target with a bolt of Azurite, dealing around 70,000 damage, and it's magical damage. And then if the target has less than 20% health or more than 80% health, the cooldown is reduced by 30 seconds. So then it's a 15-second cooldown, which is just incredible on every class.
Oh,
And
gosh.
then what's cool is if Reaping Flames kills an enemy, its cooldown is lowered to 5 seconds, and it will deal 100% increased damage on its next use. So one of the strategies I've adopted is running around pillars and hitting pets until one of them dies to Reaping Flames, and then running out and hitting a 200k reap on somebody. Because it's like 80k plus, double that, it's like 160, and it's magic, so armor doesn't even affect it. And then if it crits, it's going up, you get like 230ks. Like I have a clip of that with like spite damage as well, and I think hit like 500k and just insta killed some holy priests. Like definitely been some funny clips with it. So I guess that'd be the main one, and then Blood of the Enemy is good. It's just kind of fun for gimmicking around with. But yeah, is it pretty much all you'd play for majors, I think, unless conflict. Like I guess if you're really struggling to live versus something, you could play Conflict and Strife for the double versatility thing, but you're just losing so much damage that's probably not worth it.
All right.
Are there any other gosh, I have played very little live, and I'm looking at the necklace right now, and I can't remember what these dang things are called.
The witch.
Yeah, essences.
Essences. Are there any essences that you're going for? Obviously, Conflict and Strife. We've heard that one dropped. Any other essences that you're wanting to bring in for your sub rogue?
Just Breath of the Dying and Blood of the Enemy, really. I mean, that and Conflict and Strife are definitely the best ones. I guess Memory of Lucid Dreams is a really, really, really good minor essence, because your abilities have a chance to refund half the energy you spent on them, and then it heals you. And then it also has a built-in versatility proc.
Yeah.
But I haven't farmed it to that stage yet because I'm really, really, really lazy.
Yeah,
It's only been out for like a year, so I still.
It's just fine.
I think it's stage 4 that gives you or stage 3 that gives you the heal.
Yeah, it's stage 3, but I just got Pathfinder 2 days ago, so I'm pretty behind. I really hate doing stuff that isn't arena. So.
Yeah.
Hey, no.
I hear you.
Yeah, there's a reason I'm not doing a whole lot of PvP this season or this expansion in live, and it's because of all the PvE that I feel that I'm required to do in order to be competitive in the season.
I will admit,
I get that.
Yeah, I will admit, I when flying came out, I pushed pretty hard to get Pathfinder 2 so that I could fly, just because of world PvP stuff. So
yeah.
But yeah, no.
I just pretended it didn't exist. Then I only actually got it because the impressive influence buff too, like for quarantine. I was like, what? I'll just go back and do it. That's why I did it. I did it in like 2 days with that thing. I was like, okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I just want to.
There you go.
Have you guys found? I found personally, since they put in that buff on the reputation, inspired influence, I've been getting Paragon level chests from all my reputations, like 3 a week, 4 a week. Like that's like 5k a chest. So
wow.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy how easy it is to get rep with this buff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 100%. I think it's more, because I could get I went friendly to revered with Waveblade and Cohen in like a day or two. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it takes no time. it's crazy how overpowered that thing is. And then
Wow.
contracts too, it works on those. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It stacks.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I play human, so that's an extra percent there too. So all
Oh yeah, same.
Okay, so getting back to
right.
So,
yeah.
what?
Sorry, squirrel.
So, in twos, what are you wanting to play with?
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, if you can, straight up, just don't play twos, because because Subrogue's probably like one of the worst classes / specs for twos, because you kind of you can do well with the mage. Like if you play rogue mage, you'll be kind of okay. But double DPS can only get so far, because if a team plays perfectly with the healer, they're gonna beat you every time. And the thing about sub is it doesn't exactly work well with a healer, because you just don't have the damage to kill stuff. So you have to play really well, and then you're still just not going to kill things sometimes. And if someone's playing Relentless, you can't sap. You're just not going to have the CC chains to do anything. So if you're going to play twos like competitively, I would recommend you go ahead and go to your talent and go to specialization, press assassination, and press activate. Because you are not going to do. I mean, Rogue Mage 2s is really fun. You can get high,
way you're
but
ragging on this the way you're ragging on Sub Rogue makes me think we should have just talked about assassination instead.
I mean, pretty much everything that a Sub Rogue can do, aside from entertainment and fun and dopamine, assassination can do better. You definitely get higher dopamine from sub though, because you actually feel like you're being cool and doing stuff when you're playing it. So
it's more of a challenge. So when it works, it really works, and it makes you feel good. Got it.
So in twos,
a lot of it.
You're looking for that fire mage to play with and enjoy it. It'll be fun. And once you get to a higher rating, then people are going to start countering those things that you do, and then it just kind of falls
It's not
apart.
to say that you can't push as Rogue Mage. Like I've definitely been like top 10 twos ladder as Rogue Mage, but it's like you're not gonna have the win rate of someone playing Holy Priest Ellie with a ton of verse amps. Like you're never, it's just not gonna be as good. Or like a DKH pal, stuff like that.
It's more difficulty for the same reward. Why?
Yeah,
so
just like a lot more.
In threes, what are you looking to run with?
So on Europe, they play Scooby-Doo Cleave, which is
Really?
Ret Rogue.
Yeah.
Rutro. So they play a lot of that. I don't think anyone's really high off of it, but it's, worth mentioning. I don't think anyone really is that high off sub. I mean, there's a few people in top 100 on each region probably, but it's not that popular. But I guess Scooby-Doo is played on EU a bit.
Okay.
That one you have to really fine tune in Theorycraft to make work, but I'm sure it's actually pretty good. And then for threes, in my opinion, you want to play Subtlety Fire Disc Priest, or you want to play Subtlety Survival Hunter Disc Priest. I think Disc Priest and Subrogue go really well hand in hand together, because Disc Priest does a lot of damage and can give you a lot of bonus damage. So it just brings that to the table, and because your main struggle is going to be getting out the damage to kill somebody, it's going to be very valuable. Like the Disc Priest definitely knocks it over the edge to where you can kill people.
That makes sense.
And same with that, like that comp, like both of those comps are really good. You could play that to higher than rank 1 rating. You could play that to top 10, top 20. They're pretty good, but you have to play very well compared to some of the other teams you're gonna fight. But it's definitely possible. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, then. My favorite question: how do I kill you?
How do I? Okay.
How do I kill the Sub Rogue? Because the thing that I always find is that, and it may be just in general with rogues, is like every time I'm about to kill you guys, you always pull off something that just makes you disappear, immunes you, or I find myself stunned and you running away. And then after about 15 seconds, before I'm able to catch up to you again, you stealth, and that tends to be my problem with these Subtlety Rogues, or rogues in general. So how do I kill you?
Being that we have really low armor and we're very glass cannony, we're very susceptible to stuns. Like we're gonna take a lot of damage in stuns. And then I guess it depends on what bracket you're playing and what comp you're playing. But I would say if you really want to if you're playing threes or twos, if you really want to beat a Subrogue team, just have your entire team stand 40 yards away from each other, and play Relentless and Conflict and Strife, and I will probably never kill you, like ever. And then eventually I'm just going to die because you're going to have higher sustain than me. So that's like a really good way to do it. Like, we're very susceptible to slows in general, and just good positioning, honestly. That's like the biggest counter to Sub Rogue, is just good positioning. If you can not be stacked with your team the entire game, I'm not going to kill you, most likely. So unless I like fluke a win, it's just you'll win 80-90% of the time.
You must just detest Total Veron Arena then.
I do hate Tolver. I really hate Blade's Edge. But what are the reasons?
Blade's Edge, yeah. That may,
Okay, Mugambala, because the big pillar in the middle is so long that I just cannot line of sight any caster, and I cannot run away. I hate that map too. And then the new one they just announced, like, actually seems really toxic. So, yeah, I pretty much just hate maps in general.
You'd like the one that Winstead thought up of. The map.
Which one?
You'd like the map that Winstead thought up of.
My kite map?
Yeah,
yeah. No, it's so
the
map. Yeah. The map was basically one long corridor, 20 yards wide, and then at the end of each end of the corridor is a portal that takes you to the other side of the map.
That would be the best thing ever for Sub Rogue. Like, I mean, my team is starting up my portal. I just run backwards, full kidney. Somebody run back into it, stun their DPS, smoke bomb. Like,
just watch this rogue port from either end. Oh my
there you
God.
go.
yeah,
Going Scorpion on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Okay.
So, Gerissar.
Please.
I've done a lot of talking
You've
today.
been doing great. I've been just sitting back here
That's
watching and laughing. I love it. This is what it feels like to be Andolin. Okay.
Oh, that's some shots fired right there. Ooh. Got to clip that and send it to him.
Yeah, but it hits the mark though. I mean, shots fired and it hit the target, so I'm not gonna.
That's true. It was a pretty good one.
Better than one of his G-pies. All right. Okay. Here we
So,
go. Let's get into the news and talk about what's happening.
No, hold on.
Whoa,
What's the one thing?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
So we've had this very long, in-depth conversation on Subtlety Rogue, and you actually made me want to try it.
Yeah.
So I may jump onto live and regain some of my armor back from this terrible event that I've run into today. But anyway,
all right.
After I gear this character again, what's the one thing you would change on Subtlety Rogue if you had the magic wand, Holinka, Chris Metzen in a room to make things, Ian's there too. Mm-hmm. What's the one thing you tell them and they go, you know what, you're absolutely right. We change it now.
No questions asked. Oh.
Did we lose him?
Oh no. I think
we've lost Evan. We just lost him.
Oh no.
Oh, Evan, you back?
I think his microphone just broke.
What?
The one thing I would change is that Evan's mic wouldn't break. Can't hear him. I can't hear him. Oh my gosh. No.
Yeah. Okay. So in our Discord chat, he just put laugh my FAO.
Yeah.
Okay. So the one thing you would change, Evan.
Is he there?
You type that out while Gerissar. He's in the Discord chat, so we can see what he types. Okay. So he just logged out again. He's back on.
Yeah. Sorry, my mic.
Okay. Cool.
That was weird. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So
you're back.
There's like a big overhaul I would do, but I mean, if you're looking for specific change,
one thing
change,
that you're able to turn the knob on and flip the switch and have it happen.
Thank God it is actually happening. I want crippling poison.
All right.
Okay.
I want it really bad. Like if I had crippling poison, which I get in Shadowlands, then I can slow people. And that means it's going to be very hard to play 40 yards away from me and play Relentless and Conflict Major and never die because I can never get to people. I will not get kited with that because they are going to be 70% slowed while I'm 70% slowed instead of 100% speed while I'm 70% slowed. So
go.
that's gonna make me very happy.
All right.
Okay. Gerissar, anything on your mind that the one thing you would change?
So I've been listening to this, and I don't think we ever talked about it. So I'm gonna assume, but I don't know. I'm gonna assume that you can't shadow dance. You can't like step kick or whatever through line of sight. You have to have line of sight with somebody, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's what I thought. So I would like to be able to shadow dance and like step to somebody without out of loss. So if they hide behind a pillar, I can still jump behind them.
Ooh.
Which is good
But-
and bad because then you just lined your healer too. So it goes both
That
ways.
That would be
Trade-off.
absolutely insane,
Mhm.
and that would get nerfed so fast. That would be gone.
That's the
I
part
can
about this.
see-
It doesn't matter. You can just make whatever, and it
That
happens.
if that
That
happened,
sounds fun though.
then triple sub rogue would be the best comp in the game. Like,
If you
Well,
could just,
oh
if you're in
no!
range.
I mean, imagine like you're slowed around a pillar, like lining your healer because you overextended, and then you shadow step back through the pillar to your healer.
Sure. Or you're at 40% and somebody's slowing you and you are chasing around a pillar trying to chase them. No, just
shadow step kill
just
them.
yeah, exactly. Shadow step on top of them. Boom.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Winstead, what's yours? Besides getting your gear back.
Besides getting my gear back. Oh god. It looks like he was playing in Panda Land. is what I'm assuming, because I've got some really, really low level item level stuff.
Anyway.
And it's very Asian themed. The one thing I would change, gosh, and this is where the rogue is the least played character of all the classes that I've played. This is the one that I actually used my boost on to get it to 120.
Oh wow, okay.
I would have to say, I mean, it sounds like the problem is damage. For
Yeah,
the Subtlety
at
Rogue.
heart it's damage, or it's fun if we weren't getting kited, then there wouldn't then it's annoying that I can't do damage, but my mage will kill things, so it's kind of okay. So it's like it's one of those. It's either damage or mobility.
Okay, this is where I would go with the rogue. Okay, if your target is not stunned, you do increased damage. If your target is stunned, you do decreased damage. And I'm not entirely sure how the number would work.
Okay.
Because if you do, like, say, just 10% more damage when your target is not stunned, but when he's stunned, you do 10% less damage.
Okay.
I think that would interject an interesting play style where the rogue is going to hold on to his stuns more and not actually get to play the game.
Yeah, it definitely makes CC more useful, if that makes sense. Because then instead of kidney shotting my kill target and just trying to do big dam, I would kidney shot the healer and then do big dam on instead.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting.
It would change the way that you do your setups. You do all your burst damage on them and then you stun in hopes that your fellow player can follow up. I like that.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Because I'll admit, anytime I play a rogue, I play a lot of healer. I feel like I'm constantly not able to play the game. Watching a lot.
That's something it's like, yeah, I totally agree. You pay $15 a month, and then against the rogue, you can't play the game 80% of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, from the cheap shot to the blind to sap to, just all the different kidney shot, I feel like I don't have a lot. And I'm as of late, I'm a 1600 rated player. It's been a long time since I've been able to sit down. I got wife and kids and backyard laying grass and stuff. So it's been a long time since I've been able to sit down and really consistently push in the game and see where I'm at. But when I play against rogues, I do find myself stunned a lot. And so I'd like to see some gameplay for them that, hey, if I don't stun this target, I deal more damage to it. You know, but if I stun this
so it's
target,
like rewarded,
then I
so it's a
deal,
decision,
you know, so it gives it a little bit more decision.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, that would increase his skill cap a lot too. I don't know. I honestly like one thing about me is like in older expansions, CC was much more prominent than now. Like a lot of the things you fight now are cleaves versus in like Mr. Pandaria, you know, Kata, you fought like RPS, you fought RMP, you fought like KFC was a really common one. God Comp was really good. It's because there's just so much more CC and burst potential. So in my opinion, that's what I want to see more than this cleave stuff. Because what like really so I almost want to see more CC implemented, and I actually like the system you just said, because in that case it would give you decision making, and then you would have to CC with your stuns instead of doing damage with them, which would be really fun too. I just want to see more classes get more CC. Like Mage, in my opinion, should have Deep Freeze. It's the only class in the game without a stun, but they shouldn't have Double Shimmer in that case.
Yeah.
They should have normal Blink, they should have a Deep Freeze, and then Subtlety should have one charge dance that does big boom boom damage. That is how I see it. But honestly, I just want things to be rewarded from CC. Like Devouring Plague Shadow Priest is really fun too. Or like, you know, KFC was really fun, but now it feels like people are just stacking as much damage reduction as possible and trying to outlive the enemy team instead of trying to make like stuff happen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the game direction I want to see personally. But
That makes sense.
it's just it's weird that like there's just so much class balance has to go into it all.
Well,
But yeah, that'll just be interesting in my opinion.
I think you're right though. Is right now I think a lot of people are just trying to live until dampening gets high enough that then their damage
Is meaningful.
Their one shot actually one shots and doesn't just like meh until the healer's able to come out of whatever and heal them up.
Well, not only that, but I'm also stuck fighting, you know, this like Vanguard's cleave, and all of them are playing PvE trinkets that are like giant shields, like this new lingering psychic shell thing, and then they're all playing a ton of versatility amps and playing triple conflict major. And whenever I stun them, they're taking 80% less damage, and they take 40% baseline. And then I'm sitting there as they're doing 30k DPS sustained, and I can do maybe 8k, 9k as sub because I'm, you know, hitting like a pool noodle.
Yeah.
And eventually my healer's just going because they're doing so much more damage than I am.
Exactly.
And it's impossible for me to kill them on the go because they just have so much damage reduction. And that to me just makes the game way less fun. It feels like an uphill battle that I lose even though I played better than the other team, it feels like. So that's I don't know, that's one thing that I personally hate.
Yeah.
But I think like adding stuff like that where you have to choose between stuns and damage increases the decision making a lot more.
Oh yeah.
And that would just like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like those are things that we need, in my opinion. But yeah.
Well, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I think they're doing a lot of that in Shadowlands. Like they're bringing a lot of abilities back. They're bringing, you know, poisons back to Rogue. Stuff is happening, so it's making me happy actually. Shadowlands looks good.
Excellent.
I agree. Well, let's get into the news and then we'll wrap this up.
For sure.
All right. Who ordered up an extra large can of whoop ass?
All right. Woohoo. So, quick shot through the news. MDIs happened. And Method NA won America Cup number 2. And there was a little upset last weekend on the 3rd Cup of Asia EU. Perplexed beat Method. So I want to give a great shout out. So Perplexed, they're the ones that started the whole freehold, have the monk kite the awakened mobs. They're the ones they have consistently ended up in the upper bracket and fought against Method and done really well. And now here they are. They actually took the cup. So both those teams are going to be showing up in the globals. So kudos to them. And if you guys want to go over to YouTube, check it out. You can go over to the Radar.io and see what the brackets look like. So I highly recommend go and watch the VODs. There was a complete clown fiesta in some of the matches. It was glorious. Like
So what you're saying is that you should go watch it for the car crashes.
Oh yeah, like
What
20
you saying?
20 plus deaths in a dungeon. It was.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. that was
Oh,
lower. That was
wow.
lower bracket stuff, but it was so awesome. It was great.
That just sounds
Yeah, you guys, you go check it out.
there.
So I highly recommend it. Hot fixes, and then some more hot fixes. Really, not a lot for PvP though. It was yeah. So a couple things that they've changed, but it looked like it was mostly just like minor stuff. A couple things on the masks. Oh, here's a downside one. You can only restore one deleted character every 7 days. It was 15, so they increased that.
Ooh.
So if you get really upset and decide you want to delete a character, and then you realize when you woke up the next morning and you're like, I really should have done that, you can do it, and you can do it again 7 days later. So other than that, I don't really remember there being much more else new. Yeah, not for PvP. Not since our last not since we did our last episode. But this is a brand new thing. They implemented war games over in Classic.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's really cool.
It is. It is. So
Is it just for Battlegrounds or?
yeah. So it's Warsong Gulch, Alterac Valley, and Wrathy Basin, if I remember correctly. And it wasn't a mistake. It was found kind of like an oopsies, but Blizzard came back and said, "Yep, no, this is there for a reason. We're happy with it." They may change it a little bit. So, but now this actually provides the ability for people to do spectated war games in Classic Battlegrounds over on Classic WoW.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Actually.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen with that, because that has a lot of potential for tournaments.
Oh yeah.
now
Totally
this is something that I'm interested in. Is that D Machine started a podcast?
Yes,
We did.
he did. So just last weekend.
I'm gonna have to listen to this.
Yeah, no, go check it out. So he started off. Guess who he talked to the first day? His first episode.
Jamili.
Yeah,
What?
Jamili. Yeah, 2 hours sitting down,
Okay.
just shooting the poop. Go and check it out, because at the end, they actually go. So if you check, he actually has timestamps in his description. But at the end, he started running through some of the different people that have signed up to NA and asked Jamili what his opinion was had him score them out of 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really
That
want to
could
watch
be-
that.
Yeah.
That could be spicy.
I have not seen that yet. Was that mentioned?
Yes.
Oh,
was
badly.
mentioned.
Ooh.
I'll let you go
Jamili's
check it
like,
out.
You'll have to go
yeah.
listen.
Yeah, I'm actually good friends with him too. So let's...
Yeah, he's funny.
Oh
He
no.
he is like so upfront and real. It's not even.
I know.
I can't even. I don't want to. I want to say, but I don't want to let it out. I just.
No,
Go watch it.
he likes me, but he definitely doesn't like my teammates. So we'll see.
So go. Like I said, go check it out. Anyways, so if you want, you can go find D Machine on Twitter. He links when he's doing them live. His next one's already lined up. I think it's Friday, and he's going to be talking to Sturgy. He's going to talk to the Sturge man. So
That'll be a good one.
yes. Another thing. So I just want to point out, new organization, Charlotte Phoenix, picked up their own team for World of Warcraft. Korlik and his team were picked up by them, and they did a little sit down with Korlik to talk to him and get some behind the scenes talk. So I recommend go check it out. Had some nice comments. And last but not least, the AWC caster desk was announced. Not a big surprise who was picked up there. So we got obviously Supatees, Zico, car going past my house as I talk. So yeah, Zico, Supatees, Venruki, Rich Campbell, of course, and Aya.
Yeah.
Can I say when he was, when he was removed from the panel,
Yeah.
it was like I remember when he first got added, everyone thought he was super annoying. But then when he got removed, it felt like it was just missing something. So like I'm so happy I think everyone's super happy that he's back because he actually like makes it interesting. And it's like
great flavor to it.
He adds
Yeah.
such it's like he's
Yeah.
so good at hyping it up. Like
He does.
he
bring some
actually
great flavor.
he's the bread and butter of that. Like
That
without
and
Rich Campbell, the casting is
his
need him.
taste in fashion.
Oh yeah, he's on
Over the
point
top.
there too.
Over the top. I love it.
So
Thank God he's back.
I've actually
I do like
had
Rich.
a conversation.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of conversations with Rich Campbell. He is a genuine character, and
Yes,
He is a nice, he's really
love
nice.
this guy.
I
He's
do want
awesome.
I do want
So
to point
happy
out
that
though,
he's coming back.
the one thing I have with Rich though is later into the day, as everybody starts getting tired, he gets a tendency to start to ramble for a while. It's like, just
No, but that's what
Like-
I mean. He just brings so much energy to
he
it.
does.
So much. He's like a
and-
new Azale.
Yeah, no, and it's
Mhm.
just his level. I mean, as the
Mhm.
game progresses, his energy level just keeps going up at this nice, steady, even keel. The problem is that everybody else is just starting to go downhill, and that's understandable. I mean, these are long tournaments and stuff, but
It can
he's
be,
just.
yeah.
I love Rich Campbell. He's just such a character.
He's awesome.
Well, that's about it for the news. I don't know. Quick shout outs. Evan, Stungod. Anybody want to shout out?
Who should I shout out?
Your mom?
I want to shout out my mom because
I knew
Mother's
it.
Day was like a day or two ago.
Yep.
Pretty cool, you know.
Did she
That's
wear
about
did,
it.
Did you wear your shirt?
Oh, she did not. However, I remember the day I made that. I think, you're talking about the tweet where she was wearing the Mother of Stungod shirt.
Yeah.
I was so confused because I remember like I walked upstairs one day because like we had dinner and I look and she was just wearing that. I was like, I don't even know how she found out about this.
That's hilarious.
I'm
That
pretty
was
closed off. I don't know. I was like, okay.
Gerissar,
Yep.
keep rambling. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was awesome. I saw the tweet that you put up, and you're like, I didn't even know my mom knew about me.
I was so confused.
That was awesome. That was so
I was proud of
amazing.
her.
No, I agree with you though. I think shouting out to our moms is definitely something that is important and needed. So I as well would like to shout out my mom. I do want to shout out also our Patreons. So I have a tendency to ramble about this a little bit, but it's just because I really, really, really enjoy doing this, and I feel that if you guys out there really enjoy it as well and enjoy everything else that's going on by the Warcraft radio people, please, if you feel like if you feel it's worth it, go over to the Patreon, sign up. Minimum, like it's just $1 if you want. It's not that big of a deal. And if you go higher than that, there's some cool stuff you can get. Like there's a print, there's a pin, there's a couple other few things. And I do want to shout out the Patreons that have signed up though. Really, 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 really happy for those people that have done that. And Winstead, do you, once you've unmuted yourself, have any shout outs that you want to do? It never fails.
I gotta get dude. I misplaced my hat.
Okay.
To all Patreon use Patreon.
I already did the Patreon. You were gone.
I know. I'm saying, but I gotta give him the Winstead and thank you. But yeah, no. For Mother's Day, I found a very talented artist
Yep.
and had them paint my family in this really cool.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, you're
Yeah, no. I had
wow.
a dream. I had a dream
Yeah.
about this scene with me sword fighting with my son.
Yep.
And my wife making armor.
Yep.
And it was just this really neat little thing where
That's cool.
I'm trying to teach my son to be a good man, to be a good warrior in the fight against the evils of this world.
Yeah.
My wife allows me to be able to go out and provide for the family because she's just such an amazing home taker. And then my daughter learning from her,
Nice.
to be this strong, independent woman that is so capable.
That's awesome.
And
that is really
I thought
awesome.
that was just it was weird.
That's
It was a
awesome.
crazy dream I had
Yeah.
a long time ago.
I
and it
have
was
to
just
say,
awesome.
I think your son has definitely learned since he realized that the best way to delete rogues is just have them sell all their gear.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes, the best way to beat a rogue, delete their gear.
That joke is gonna be.
All
That was a
right.
running. That was a great running joke. I appreciate that, bud.
Yeah, I gotta run through and check my other characters now. I'm worried.
Oh no.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
Evan.
But yeah, no. So that's I want to do one last little quick shout out
Sure.
to my new guild, Cudwy Crew,
Mm-hmm.
on Scarum server on Classic. I am super enjoying the server. I am super enjoying those guys, and looking forward to playing more with them.
Cool.
So.
They sound like they're pretty good. They sound like they're.
Oh,
so
it's such
invested.
a chill, nice guild. It's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. Right.
I'm actually I'm kind of jelly. All right, Evan, where can
Yes.
people find you out there on the interwebs if they are looking for you, and not just hunting you down on your Twitch to kill you when you pop out of instances?
Oh god, if that happens again, I'm done. Anyway, so I have my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/StungodX, and then I have my Twitter, which is twitter.com/StungodX. So pretty
Awesome.
easy to find.
Super.
I'm way too active on Twitter. Way too active.
This is
Definitely. I could have learned an instrument or a second language, but instead I tweet about WoW. So
Hey,
That's not a bad thing. And
here's the tweet.
it's
I'm
true.
gonna put those into the show notes as well. So if people are looking for those, just go to the show notes. You can find the hyperlinks. Winstead, can you let people know where they can find us?
Sure. You can visit the Warcraft Radio website to find us and many other great shows at warcraftradio.com. You can also contact us directly with a tweet at technically_PvP or email us at technicallypvp@gmail.com.
Indeed. And as I catch back up where we're at, you can also join the discussions over at the Warcraft Radio Discord. Links for all these will be in the show notes. And I want to thank everyone for listening. We'll chat with you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Nice.
That was an awesome sap by Evans right there. You should have seen it.
What?
Wait, what?
Oh, just he had that look on his face where he like I did the spiel and then he just went, indeed.
What?
Like
I'm
I was
so
stunned.
confused,
Like I
man.
was. He's saying like I was
I
stunned.
was-
It's all good.
He was stunned. It was
Yeah.
a good cheap shot.
Ah, okay.
All right, we're out.